Hare Krishna. Welcome for our Bhakti Vaibhava learning. Third canto, 19th chapter. May I get the sharing rights? Who is handling the account? I am not able to share the screen. Okay, now it's fine. Okay. Okay. So, before coming to the chapter we are about to start today, we saw in the last class, yeah, 3.18, 3.17 is where we started. We saw that this long episode, which is how this Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu were born, what was the reason for their appearance in this demoniac bodies when they were the associates of Lord in Vaikuntha, and later their birth, their growing, all that was seen earlier. In 17th chapter, we see how when they are about to appear, there were so many ill omens in the universe, and as they grow, how they were so powerful, especially Hiranyaksha, who is the highlight here. He easily conquers the heavens because they had the heavenly people, residents had left that place, and then he comes searching for a right match in his fight opponent. For many years he is walking in that ocean, dives deep into Vibhavari. He meets this demigod, the god of waters, Varuna, and he challenges him to fight in a very cunning way. He bows down in front of him, later begs him for a fight. So Varuna tells that Lord Vishnu is the right match for you. He will make you lie down and become peaceful. Right now you are so restless. So then Hiranyaksha now is searching for Lord Vishnu, and when Narada tells him that Lord Vishnu right now he is there near the Garbhodaka Prasatala planets. So there he meets Lord Vishnu in this beautiful form, seemingly form of a boar, but very divine form. Lord was placing the Bhumandala, Mother Earth, on the place she had slipped from. So there was one question asked about this, that was it Earth planet or was it Bhumandala, Mandala, like that? I could check back. I even asked some senior teachers also on this. So it is Bhumandala, as we were last time talking. There is one reference for it very clearly. Often it is taken when the word Bhu or Kshiti is used, it is translated as Earth, Earth planet or like that. But if you see the shlokas, there are some shlokas where it is clearly told Bhu Mandala. There is one shloka reference which comes. I'll just try to show that before I forget. Yeah. So this is many chapters before when Lord Varaha's appearance is told. So there is the shloka, Trayimayam Rupamidam Cha Saukaram. Saukaram is that boar form. Trayimayam, the three Vedas personified as the Yagnamurti. Bhumandale Natha Data Dhrite Nate. So the word is coming here, Bhumandale. So he lifted the Bhumandala. Chakasti Krodha Ghanena Bhuyasa Kula Chalendrasya Yathaiva Vibramaha Shrungod. So sometimes the word Bhumandala often is taken to mean Earth planet, because in the English terminology, Bhumandala is not properly understood. So Prabhupada also translates the Earth planet. But the word actually says Bhumandala. Actually, this will become clear when we study the 5th canto cosmology section. There this will be discussed more. So coming back to 3.19. So Lord was actually lifting Bhumandala, which was shining on his tusks like a moon. And that time this demon enters there, and he speaks very ill words. We saw the two meanings of those ill words very beautifully. Acharyas have explained that how he was indirectly praising also, though seemingly he was criticizing Lord as a like a coward. You are going away even when I am calling you for a fight, like that. Then Lord, after placing the Mother Earth, he replies. Those replies also have two meanings. Lord is appreciating the devotion of his devotee, Jaya Vijaya, one of them. And now externally he's a demon, so he's also chastising. So those two meanings also we saw. And later the fight actually began on 13th shloka. So it was very intense fight. Any of you recollect what analogists were told to understand that fight? At least begin to understand. What analogies were explained?
Elephant, alligator.
Elephant and a crocodile or alligator. Yes. Yes, very good. Any other? Any other?
Two bulls.
Two bulls. Explain that. It's a very interesting analogy. Bull fight.
Cow is there, and they're trying to means. The bulls are fighting for the cow. Means two bulls are fighting. Like that.
So the cow. Yeah. Yes. Someone is adding. Yeah. So the word cow in Sanskrit means go, and go also means earth. Govinda, that means many. One who gives pleasure to earth, one who gives pleasure to cows, one who gives pleasure to senses. So go is the cow. So two bulls fighting, Lord and Hiranyaksha. There was one another analogy. We showed how Lord was playing with the demon actually. Like a small boy.
Like a small boy playing with the ball.
Not ball, snake. Snake. So the ball sometimes plays with the snake, boy, in a playful manner. That also was told. Okay, so then at the end we saw how Brahmaji comes and he prays, "Oh Lord, please do not play like this. It causes so much anxiety for us." It was intense fist fight, and there was dodging of weapons from both the sides. When Lord tried to hit, he dodged, means he escaped very expertly, and he also tried to hit the Lord, and Lord escaped. And there were some intense fist fights and like that. So seeing this, Brahma and other devatas became very anxious. Brahma comes and prays to Lord Varaha that, "Oh Lord, this demon actually was earlier benedicted by me only. He's like a pin prick. And please do not delay before demoniac hour arrives. Right now it's Abhijit, which is the right time for victory for you. Please do not delay and put this demon to dust. Kill him," like that. So there was one question asked also last time. What was that benediction Hiranyaksha got, right? So in Bhagavatam, at least I could not find a reference for it. When I asked some senior teachers, they told that the benediction which Brahma had given to Hiranyaksha was to be invincible from devas, to be invincible from demigods or devas. So it could be from other Purana. I could not find in commentary to in my search. It could be there other place. So he was given benedicted to be indefeatable even from devatas. So now Brahma is praying. Please right now, quickly, immediately.
When the benediction was given?
when that benediction was given, as he is growing up, he goes to do tapasya, as it's explained there, no? In the earlier chapter, it was explained, no? He went and did tapasya.
Because for Hiranyakashipu we heard that he
That
actually
happens afterwards.
So it is different times, like Hiranyakashipu did before and Hiranyakashipu did after Hiranyakashipu died later.
Yeah. That's what I could also deduce. Hiranyakashipu goes for tapasya after Hiranyaksha's death, as you see in 7.2 or 3. 7th canto, 2nd or 3rd chapter. Okay. So should we go ahead? 19th chapter?
Yes.
So, okay. This is 19th chapter, first verse. So, we have quite many shlokas to complete. What we shall do is, some of the shlokas we will do translation. I don't like to skip the shloka, but nonetheless, we have paucity of time. Some of the shlokas we will read only translation and continue. Some shlokas we will read the Sanskrit or Devanagari. Okay, 3.19. We'll read this first verse, at least the shloka. Maitreya uvacha avadharya virinchasya nirvalīkamrutam vacha prahasya prema garbhena tadapangena sograhit. Yes, please read translation.
Sri Maitreya said, after hearing the words of Brahma, the creator, which were free from all sinful purposes and as sweet as nectar, the Lord heartily laughed and accepted his prayer with a glance laden with love.
So Prabhupada highlights the word nirvyalika. Very important word, comes at many places. Nirvyalika means basically without pretense, without any kapatata, honest, sincere. Prabhupada also translates as free from all sinful purposes. Like Ravana praising Shiva, Hiranyakashipu praising Brahma, they are with pretense, is it not? It is only if some occasional benefit, occasional need is there. They want the benefit actually. But a devotee praising Lord is with sincerity, with no such sinful purpose. So Prabhupada in the purport says the prayers of demigods and prayers of demons, how they are different. He compares that demons sometimes pray to devatas like Brahma or Shiva, but they have a very ill motive. So the example is given of this Hiranyaksha here, and later earlier this Ravana is also there, Hiranyakashipu is also there, like that. So such kind of praying is of not much use. So for fulfilling their self-interest, demons can resort to such kind of actions, but that kind of worship is of no use. So Prabhupada also gives some contemporary example. Read this. It is said that. Kindly read.
Next one.
No. What I have highlighted, you read on the screen.
No, I'm unable to see on screen anything.
Screen is shown. Shloka.
Nothing is shown. Oh, sorry.
Image of fighting image.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed only fully. Okay, it is said that.
It is said that the dacoits in Bengal used to worship the goddess Kali for fulfillment of their sinful desires to plunder others' property. But they never went to Vishnu temple because they might have been unsuccessful in praying to Vishnu. Therefore, the praying of the demigods or the devotees of the Supreme Personality of Goddess are always untinged by sinful purposes.
Sinful here means you try to harm the one who is benedicting you only, So that's very, very sinful. So such kind of motive will not really benefit a worshipper. Tatah sapatnam mukhatas charantam akuto bhayam jaghanotpatya gadaya hanav asuram akshaja. Read.
Lord, who had appeared from the nostril of Brahma, sprang with a fang and aimed his mace at the chin of his enemy, the Hiranyaksha demon, who was stalking fearlessly before him.
Stalking means he was standing there, He was standing so fearlessly, akuto bhayam. So this demon is also no less, He is standing in front of Lord so daringly. Okay, please read translation from here. Struck by the demon's mace.
Struck by the demon's mace, however, the Lord's mace slipped from his hand and looked splendid as it fell down willing. This was miraculous, for the mace was blazing wonderful.
Lord's mace slipped. Can you imagine? So powerful is this warrior. Read ahead.
Even though the demon had an excellent opportunity to strike his unarmed foe without obstruction, he respected the law of single combat, thereby kindling the fury of the Supreme Lord.
So single combat means you are fighting with the same weapon which the opponent has. It's a one-on-one fight. Not like the way this in Mahabharata they did, no? One warrior, Arjuna's son, what's his name?
Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu, that was clearly violating this law. So many people attacked him once, and that too from back and all. So that was clearly a violation. So this demon, he respected the law. So it kindled the fury. Wow, my God, he seemed to have an upper hand in giving me a chance to fight back. Continue. As the Lord's mace
fell to the ground, and a cry of alarm arose from the witnessing crowd of gods and rishis, the personality of God had acknowledged the demon's love of righteousness and therefore invoked his Sudarsana discus.
So there is a mutual appreciation for upholding the ethics of fighting and all that. That's the Kshatriya conduct, is it not? So Lord appreciated that, and he now brings Sudarshana in front. Continue.
As the discus began to revolve in the Lord's hands, and the Lord contended at close quarters with the chief of the Vaikuntha attendants, who had been born as Hiranyaksha, a vile son of Diti, there issued from every direction strange expressions uttered by those who were witnessing from airplanes. They had no knowledge of the Lord's reality, and they cried, "May victory attend you! Pray dispatch you him."
So they are telling for Lord. So they are telling, so let the victory be there on Lord, like that. Lord himself is victory. So now when the demon saw, continue.
When the demon saw the personality of Godhead, who had eyes just like lotus petals standing in position before him, armed with Sudarshana discus, his senses were overpowered by indignation. He began to hiss like a serpent, and he bit his lip in great resentment.
So it's there written, Rushas Vadanta Chadam Adashat Shwasan. So he was heavily breathing. That how Lord is now with Sudarshan Chakra. Just by the appearance of that Sudarshan Chakra itself, senses seem to lose power. That Kanti of that famous weapon. Yes, the demon.
Who had fearful tusks stared at the personality of Godhead as though to burn him. Springing into the air, he aimed his mace at the Lord, exclaiming at the time, "You are slain!"
You are slain. So he is shouting and trying to aim his mace. But now the Lord will have upper hand. You can see that.
O saintly Vidura, while his enemy looked up, the Lord in his boar form, the enjoyer of all sacrificial offerings, special offerings, playfully knocked down the mace with his left foot.
Left foot.
Even as it came upon him with the force of a tempest.
Tempest. Tempest means a very strong lightning. Tempest. It came like that. What's the word used? Asi.
Vataramhasam.
Vataram. Okay, yes. Vataram, having the force of a tempest. Very strong wind. Yeah. Text 10.
The Lord then said, "Take up your weapon and try again, eager as you are to conquer me." Challenged in these words, the demon aimed his mace at the Lord and once more loudly roared.
Continue.
When the Lord saw the mace flying toward him, he stood firmly where he was and caught it with the same ease as Garuda, the king of birds, would seize a serpent.
So these examples have very clear annotation. What that means is Garuda is superior to a serpent. Similarly, Lord is superior to this demon. His valor thus.
His valor thus frustrated, the great demon felt humiliated and was put out of countenance. He was reluctant to take back the mace when it was offered by the personality of Godhead.
He felt it very, very insulting, humiliated. Hata mana mahasura naichat kadam diyamanam. Yes, now he takes something else as a weapon.
He now took a trident which was as rapacious as a flaming fire and hurled it against the Lord, the enjoyer of all sacrifices, even as one would use penance for a malevolent purpose against a holy Brahmana.
Malevolent purpose means for a very wrong purpose. Someone uses tapo shakti for basically something like a black magic or like that. A holy Brahmana is sacred, but someone uses black magic, conjuring tricks against him by black magic, that will only bounce back on him. So he is doing that. The trident is used, say, explained as a penance for a malevolent purpose, and Lord like a holy Brahmana. Yes, now what happens?
Hurled by the mighty demon with all his strength, the flying trident shone brightly in the sky. The personality of Godhead, however, tore it to pieces with his discussed Darshan, which had a sharp-edged rim, even as Indra cut off a wing of Garuda.
So it was easily cut to pieces, tore to pieces by Sudarshana. The example is interesting. Prabhupada explains the example that Indra cutting off the wing of a Garuda. Okay. So how could it be? Yes, there was a history wherein Garuda, for pleasing his mother, he was taking away or snatching away Amrita from the Devas. Then Indra and all the Devas, they attacked him. Actually, Indra threw thunderbolt at him. But Garuda is invincible, being blessed by Lord's personal, touch. So he easily was indefeatable against thunderbolt also. But to respect the thunderbolt, he shrugs off his one of the wings. And that wing which fell away, which is already separated from Garuda, it became powdered. It flew into many pieces. Already it was separated from the possessor of that, and now that separated wing became pieces or powder. Like that, this Sudarshana made this trident into pieces. So that's the example Prabhupada says. In fact, he gives one very interesting insight also. Read this, Prabhu. Inhabitants.
The inhabitants of higher planets are so sensible that even in the process of fighting, they observe the preliminary rules and regulations of gentleness. In this case, Garuda wanted to show respect for Indra. Since he knew that Indra's weapon must destroy something, he offered his wing.
So how is Indra's weapon made? Any of you know?
Dadichi is one.
Dadichi is gone. So that is also by the saying of Lord only, right? Lord only told, no? So because their Lord's instruction only is there behind this thunderbolt. So to respect that, Garuda sacrificed his wing. Of course, he is not handicapped. He is anyway fully spiritual because of Lord's touch. So like this, Lord easily destroyed the trident which was hurled at him by Hiranyaksha. So now Hiranyaksha tries to resorts into some ill means actually. He resorts into some illusory attacks and all. So now that will come. Read this. The demon was enraged.
The demon was enraged when his trident was cut to pieces by the discus of the personality of Godhead. He therefore advanced toward the Lord and, roaring aloud, struck his hard fist against the Lord's broad chest, which bore the mark of Srivatsa. Then he went out of sight.
No. So he gave really a punch on Lord's chest, which had that beautiful mark of Srivatsa. So Srivatsa word that mentioned shows that among all the residents of Vaikuntha, Lord only has this Srivatsa. Everyone looks similar to Lord only, but except this Srivatsa mark. So that shows that it was Lord only, Lord Vishnu. It was not any other Vaikunthavasi who was fighting against this Asura. This is Lord himself. So text 16, continue.
Text 16. Hit in this manner by the demon, Vidura, O Vidura, the Lord who had appeared as the first boar, feel the least quacking in any part of his body, any more than an elephant would when struck with a breath of flowers.
So the example shows that it was not at all influencing, affecting the Lord in any way. It was as if a throw of a flower by a lover. This example is given even in that famous Bhishma's fight also. Any of you recollect that fight of Bhishma shooting arrows on Lord Krishna, who is driving the chariot? Any of you recollect that? No. Bhishma, I'm telling this. This is Bhishma shooting arrows which seem to make Lord bleed.
They are
They are
compared
also
to the lovers' bites.
that is also told, yes. In a Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives that very, very esoteric meaning. So
Yes.
basically, the Lord and devotee externally appear to be as warriors or opponents. But actually, originally, it's Lord exchanging love. The devotee is also exchanging love. He is trying to give that pleasure to Lord in that chivalrous fight, Virya Rasa. So just like a lover throws a flower, or in a very fit of rati sometimes bites. So these kind of expressions are also there. So here Hiranyaksha is seemed to punch on Lord's chest, but for Lord it was like a very smooth flower touch, like that. So he enjoyed the attack, it's told. The Lord desired to fight in order to enjoy his transcendental bliss. So he enjoyed that. So Lord was happy to fight with this demon. Continue, the demon.
The demon, however, employed many conjuring tricks against the personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of Yogamaya. At the sight of this, the people were filled with alarm and thought that the dissolution of the universe was near.
So they thought it is upasamyam. So samya means basically end. That is pralaya, or the end of the universe. They thought this is end of universe because that kind of powerful tricks were used by Hiranyaksha against Lord. Any other incident you recollect like this? It happened in 4th canto only.
When Puji, this Yakshas attacked by Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva, yeah, that's famous episode. Dhruva was attacked by Yakshas with these illusions. So Dhruva remembers Lord and all of them go away. So here it's happening on the Lord himself. Guess what will happen? Easily Lord will drive them off. Read ahead. Fierce winds.
Fierce winds began to blow from all directions, spreading darkness occasioned by dust and hailstorms. Stones came in volleys from every corner, as if thrown by machine guns.
Kshepanai, machine gun. Okay. Basically, very strong throwing of distance. Next.
The luminaries in outer space disappeared due to the skies being overcast with masses of clouds, which were accompanied by lightning and thunder. The sky rained pus, hair, blood, stool, urine, and bones.
Oh, it was so fearful, horrific. Oh, sinless Vidura.
Motionless Vidura, mountains discharge weapons of various kinds, and naked demonesses armed with tridents appeared with their hair hanging loose.
Other devotee can take up the turns. Maybe online devotees also can do. Huh? Text 21, please read.
Cruel and savage slogans were uttered by a host of ruffian yakshas and rakshasas, who all either marched on foot or rode on horses, elephants, or chariots.
Yakshas, Rakshasas, and such shouting and ill names calling like that. The Lord.
The Lord, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices, now discharged his beloved Sudarshana, which was capable of dispersing the magical forces displayed by the demon.
So the shloka is interesting. Pradushkratanam mayanam asurinam vinashayat. So the maya, the conjuring tricks of that asura were destroyed, vinashayat, by Sudarshanastram Bhagavan, by Sudarshana. And Prayungta Dayitam Tripat. So that Lord, he easily destroyed all of them. And Lord is called by a very special name, Tripat. The word Tripat, Prabhupada explains in the purport. So the power of Sudarshana, actually Sudarshana is a very, very special weapon of Lord. There is one Acharya who appears as Sudarshana also in Sri Sampradaya they call. So Chakra Talwar they call many ways. So he is one of the constant associate of Lord, one who bestows fearlessness. Especially Prabhupada quotes the incident of Durvasa and Maharaj Ambarish, how Sudarshana is protected the devotee. So here there could be a yogic power exhibition in terms of the siddhis or conjuring tricks and all. But all that is destroyed by the presence of Sudarshana. Sudarshana means a very beautiful vision. Sudarshana. Sudarshana is not just something which appears pleasing to eyes. It also means something very, very powerful in consolidating one's intelligence. Darshana means philosophy. The intelligence also becomes strengthened by that darshana, Sudarshana. So by that, one engages one's intelligence, focuses on Lord, and ultimately gets the vision of Lord, which is all auspicious. So Prabhupada explains what is this three-path. So three-path literally means three-legged. Dvipath, shat-path, three-path. Three-path means three-legged. So in the yagna terminologies, there is a person called Yagna Purusha. Like there is a Virat Purusha, the whole universe is embodied into a person, no? And the legs are compared to something, hands are compared to something, eyebrows are compared to something. Similarly, the Yagna is embodied into a person, Yagna Purusha, and he has two heads, three legs, many descriptions like this. Recently, we were reading in Vamanadev section. There, in the Payovrata, which Aditi does, there are these verses actually. So, 3 legs of Yajna Purusha mean 3 times of the day during which the Yajna rituals are performed. 3 sandhyas. Three-path also means the 3 types of Yajna which Krishna tells in Gita, Dravya, Yoga, and Jnana Yajna also. So Prabhupada mentions that. Maybe we can read that whole thing. Can you read this? The Lord is
described here as three-path, which means that he is the enjoyer of 3 kinds of sacrifices. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord confirms that he is the beneficiary and enjoyer of all sacrifices, penances, and austerities. The Lord is the enjoyer of 3 kinds of yajna. As further described in Bhagavad Gita, there are sacrifices of goods, sacrifice of meditation, and sacrifice of philosophical speculation. Those on the path of jnana, yoga, and karma all have to come in the end to the Supreme Lord because Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Gurudeva 7.19. The Supreme Lord is the ultimate enjoyer of everything. This is the perfection of all sacrifice.
So in the chapter number 4, there are many types of yajnas described. Dravya, yoga, jnana, swadhyaya, tapa. So all of them culminate in divya jnana, transcendental knowledge, which is Brahma, the Brahma Padartha. And that Brahma Padartha is actually concluding that famous verse, Brahmanaiva hi gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. In Bhagavad Gita, this concept comes. So Divya Jnana is the ultimate thing. So that Divya Jnana is the shelter of Vasudeva, Vasudeva Sarvanti. So this way also three-path is explained. Okay, let us go ahead. Read 23.
At that very moment, a shudder suddenly ran through the heart of Diti, the mother of Hiranyaksha. She recalled the words of her husband Kashyapa, and blood flowed from her breast.
So far what has happened, this demon, he saw Lord placing earth, he shouted so many bad words. Lord also spoke to him after placing earth. So there was some mutual attacks which each other they dodged. Then Lord was attacked by the demon. He was pounded at the face by fist. So, but nonetheless, nothing happened to Lord. There was thwarting of each other's weapons. And now here it seems that the demon is attacking, but every time he's failing. So at this moment, it seemed that the demon is going to lose fully. So there was an indication at the mother's side that instead of milk, blood was flowing. It shows that Prabhupada says that the milk is actually a transformation of blood. When there is affection in the mother's heart, then the milk should transform, blood should transform into milk. But here, there was no such transformation. What it means is the child is going to die. So to drink milk is auspicious, but to drink blood is inauspicious, although they are one and the same thing. So similarly, Prabhupada also talks about cow killing. Nowadays, people try to eat cow's flesh or drink cow's blood. It may appear same as the milk, which also comes from cow, but the drinking cow's milk is auspicious, whereas eating or killing cow is such a cruelty. So Mother Diti got an indication that one of my son, Hiranyaksha, is meeting his end in the hands of Lord Vishnu. So from here, the Lord is going to kill. That beginning of death blow will start from 23 onwards. We'll read these shlokas, auspicious. Vinashtasu svamayasu bhuyascha vrajya keshavam vrushopaguhamano dadrisheva sthitam bahi. Yes, please.
When the demon saw his magic forces dispelled, he once again came into the presence of the personality of Godhead Keshava and, full of rage, tried to embrace him within his arms to crush him. But to his great amazement, he found the Lord standing outside the circle of his arms.
So this is one of the attacks in which the attacker, he holds the person in captive and crushes fully. But it seems that he could not hold only Lord between his arms. The Lord always stood outside his arm capture. So Prabhupada tells some very interesting lessons here. He says that how no one can capture Lord. From here, can you read, Prabhu?
No one can capture the Supreme Lord or bring him under his control. But the demoniac person always attempts to measure the length and breadth of the Supreme Lord. By his inconceivable potency, the Lord can become the universal form, as explained in Bhagavad Gita. And at the same time, he can remain within the box of his devotees as their worshipable deity. There are many devotees who keep a statue of the Lord in a small box and carry it with them everywhere. Every morning they worship the Lord in the box. The Supreme Lord Kesava, the personal Godhead, Krishna is not bound by any measurement or calculation. He can remain within his devotee in any suitable form, and yet he is unapproachable by any amount of demonic activities.
So no one can capture the Lord or bind the Lord. by any kind of powers. Only devotion can bind him. Can see this at the very clear pinnacle way in the Krishna Lila by Yashoda, is it not? What is that verse? Drishtva parishramam Krishna kripayasit swabandhame. By seeing the efforts to please him, to care for him, to serve him, what kind of parishrama this Yashoda had done. Seeing this, Lord became, he showered mercy and he became bound by her. Kripayasit swabandhane. Nemam virincho na bhavo. Not even Brahma, not Shiva, not any of the other yogis could do it. Just see this lady has done. Like this Shukadev, he expresses such great appreciation for Mother Yashoda's love and service, her love and devotional service. So here Lord is being tried to be captured by this demon, but he is always outside the captive. So now, very, very frustrated, disappointed, this demon now goes in front of the Lord's chest and gives a very powerful punches, Tam mushtibhir vinignantam vajrasarir adhukshaja karena karna mulehan yatha tvastram marutpati. Yes, Prabhu?
Demon now began to strike the Lord with his hard fist, but Lord Adhokshaja slapped him in the root of the ear, even as Indra, the Lord of Marutas, hit the demon Pritha.
So very, very, in a sense that he hit him below his ear. Karna mule ahan karena. This hand he hit at the below part of the ear. Biologically also this part is considered very, very delicate. Sometimes some people who slap at the other on this area may even make a person faint or even die also. But Lord, he did it. And he did it with such ease. The next shloka says it very clearly. Sa ahato vishvajita hyapajnaya paribhramad gatra udastalochana vishirna bahvang rishiro ruho patad yatha nagendro lulito nabhasvata. Read the translation.
Though struck indifferently by the Lord, the conqueror of all, the demon's body began to wheel. His eyeballs bulged out of their sockets, his arms and legs broken, and the hair on his head scattered. He fell down dead, like a gigantic tree uprooted by the wind.
By the wind. So in the shloka, there is a word called avajnaya. Avajna. Have you heard this word? Avajna. It comes a very famous word. Guror avajna. Have you heard this? Hare Krishna.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Disobey the orders.
Disobey. Guru or avajna means disrespect to Guru. Basically, when one becomes too casual or not very understanding the importance of Guru and behaves, that's called Guru or avajna. So here Lord is dealing with this demon in the spirit of avajna. Means he's not at all giving him any consideration. Means he killed him or slapped him with such great ease. Indifferently, Prabhupada says. It was not at all with any use of force or power. With such great ease, he killed him. So such very hard war was going on. But Lord just slapped him at the base of his ear, and immediately his head, his legs, and his eyes, they started showing such turbulence. It seemed that he fell down dead. He actually he died now, as if a tree is uprooted by a wind. That example is told. Read this purport. It does not take even
a moment for the Lord to kill any powerful demon, including Hiranyaksha. The Lord could have killed him long before, but he allowed the demon to display the full extent of his magical feats. One may know that by magical feats, by scientific advancement of knowledge, or by material power, one cannot become the equal of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His one signal is sufficient to destroy all our attempts. His inconceivable power, as displayed here, is so strong that the demon, despite all his demonic manu- maneuvers,
Maneuvers.
maneuvers, was killed by the Lord when the Lord desired simply by one slap.
Maneuvers means very hard efforts, doing this, that, all that demoniac maneuvers. So much this demon was trying. He did illusions. He threw many weapons. Lord seemed to just play around him for long. It appeared that Lord may also get defeated. That was the thinking of Brahma and other devata. But here, the way Lord killed this demon showed that Lord was least affected in this battle. He was just playing with this demon. So Prabhupada explains that how it was just a play for the Lord. He could have killed him long before. So at that time, Brahma and others all come and they see this demon lying dead. They express some amazement. Read the translation.
Aja, Brahma, and others arrived on the spot to see the fearfully tusked demon lying on the ground, biting his lips. The glow of his face was yet unfaded, and Brahma admiringly said, "Oh, who could meet such blessed death?"
Aho imam konu labheta samsthitim. Wow, such a death he had. Who would have gotten such a glorious death or blessed death? Seeing that his bodily, shine was unfaded. Akuntha varchasam. Because the Lord touched this demon, the soul already left the body, but still the body seemed to be living in the sense that it is unfaded in its shine. Usually a dead body becomes paled out. It's no more pleasing to see also. But this dead body of a demon is so looking shining actually. So Prabhupada expresses what's the reason. He says it is because of the touch of the Lord. Read this. Although the demon was dead.
Although the demon was dead, his body luster was unfaded. This is very peculiar because when a man or animal is dead, the body immediately becomes pale, the luster gradually fades, and decomposition takes place. But here, although Hiranyaksha lay dead, his body luster was unfaded because the Lord, the Supreme Spirit, was touching his body. One's bodily luster remains fresh only as long as the spirit soul is present. Although the demon's soul had departed his body, the Supreme Spirit touched the body, and therefore his bodily luster did not fade. The individual soul is different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he quits his body is certainly very fortunate, and therefore personalities like Brahma and other demigods eulogized the death of the demon.
Eulogize means they praise very heavily. Wow, what a death this person had. Many people, they try to remember, they try to think about or meditate on the form of Lord while dying. This demon died in the hands of Lord, seeing the Lord, thinking about the Lord. What a death he had like that. So any contact with the Lord is purifying, is auspicious, is benedictory. This is seen even in Lord Krishna's Leelas. Any of you recollect? Just Janmashtami happened. We can recollect some Krishna's Leelas like this.
Utana.
Utana, very good.
Her
What
body,
happened, Prabhu? Please help us.
one body was cut into pieces and was burned. The guru smell was coming and making the whole Vrindavan very fragrant.
Yeah, such a cruel demon, a demoness. Everyone felt, my God, some worship is happening or what? Some aguru smell is coming like that. Yeah. Any other? Any other which showed the touch of the Lord, which basically glorify,
Aghasur.
Very good. Can you explain? Very right. I also was expecting this.
When the Lord entered the body of Aghasur, it was very filthy, but when he died, then that smell went away and it became a playground for the Brajvasis.
Became a playground, correct. All there was. And in fact, there one very nice shloka is there. I don't recollect the verse. I was reading. So what it says is, when a Lord enters the heart or chitta of a person, that person becomes purified. Imagine the Lord himself entering the body of a physical body of this demon. Why will this demon not get purified and liberated? In fact, Aghasura had a very special destination. Putana, Aghasura, these two were very special because the Lord had very special way in which he purified them. He became happy actually. With respect to Putana, he became happy because she came in the form of his devotee. that was her only major qualification. In fact, the only qualification, that she came in the Vesha of his devotee. Lord was so happy with his devotees. This show of a devotee itself, Lord blessed her. Imagine if one does sincere devotional service, what will Lord benedict on? And similarly for Aghasura also it's told. You know why Aghasura is given special benediction, special destination?
Because it becomes the cause of giving pleasure to Vrajavasis. Vrajavasis got pleasure.
Yeah.
So
They played, no? Basically, correct. Became a playground and they were so happy. So that Leela shows the glory of the Sakhya Bhaktas. Damodar Leela shows Vatsalya Rasa's glory, especially Yashoda. And this Aghasura Uddhara shows how Sakhya Bhaktas have such great love to Lord. Like that. Anyway, that's something tangential.
So, what was his destination? Means we got Parsha, but what kind of?
It is not mentioned like Putana he got, but he got Sarupyar. He entered the abode of the Lord and got a personal form.
In Vaikuntha?
Personal liberation. Personal liberation he got.
In Goloka or Vaikuntha?
That is not clear, Prabhu. What I remember Krishna Samhita saying is he got Sarupya.
Putana Samipya, brother.
Putana became Dhatri in
Samipya.
Vrindavana only. Samipya you can say, yeah. She was assistant to Yashoda. Like that. She became Dhatri. Dhatri uchitam tatonyat. Kamvadayalu. Okay. So let's go ahead. So expressing amazement at the mercy of Lord on this demon, Brahma and others, they glorify. Read the translation. Brahma continued.
Brahma continued, he was struck by a forefoot of the Lord, whom yogis, seeking freedom from their unreal material bodies, meditate upon in seclusion in mystic trance. While gazing on his countenance, this crushed jewel of Diti's sons had cast off his mortal coil.
So that form, in fact, the foot, even the shine of that nails of that foot, the yogis in their samadhi, yam yogino yoga samadhino raho, in great seclusion, they with great exclusivity, dhyayanti lingad asato mumukshaya, it's told. So they, with great endeavor, they try to meditate on that form. And that 4 foot, touch this Daitya Rishabha Padahata. That was the cause of his mukti. So he got delivered actually, like that it's told. So Prabhupada talks about what yoga practitioners attain, that even the demons attain. So Prabhupada says how the yoga practice is, and today's yoga is actually a farce, So Prabhupada tells it's a so-called yoga meant only for bodily improvement, for increasing one's material pleasure. But real yoga is to meditate on the form of Lord. And that process is tough. It's no easy. But that kind of destination, even the demons in the personal spiritual path, bhakti path, got it. So how great is this path of bhakti? How great is to meditate on the Swarupa of the Lord, or come and serve the Swarupa of the Lord. or come in touch with Swarupa of Lord with whatever intention. So that way they are glorifying. Yes, Prabhu, these two.
These two personal assistants of the Supreme Lord, having been cursed, have been destined to take birth in demoniac families. After a few such births, they will return to their own positions.
So we all know this, that now this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu will also die. He will take birth in the Ramachandra's Leela, then in Krishna's Leela. So I heard this interesting insight. This is told by Rupa Goswami in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, that when these demons were killed by avatars of the Lord, like Varaha, like Ramachandra, these demons, they got higher destination. But when they were killed by Krishna, they got liberated. So ultimately, they return back when they are killed by Krishna, Shishupal and Dantavakra. But before that, when they are killed by expansion of Lord or avatars of the Lord, that principle of Hatha Ari Gati Dayaka means that Gati is a higher destination than any usual karmic destination. So what they will get, in fact, they will get promoted and they will appear as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, born in the families of Pulastya and seemingly Brahmanas. And they got elevated. Now later, they are killed from the hands of Ramachandra. So they get much higher destination. What destination they get next? If you recollect, what destination do they get?
Becomes Kshatriya.
Shishupal, and they become actually born in the families of Lord. Family of Lord. Shishupal is, I think, his cousin, if I'm not, maternal cousin, I think. Any of you can confirm? Shishupal is cousin, no? To Lord. Yeah, that's what I recollect. So Shishupal and Dantavakra both were born in the family of Lord, actually. Dantavakra was very close associate of Shishupal. So they got so much benedicted after being killed from the hands of Rama. And now when Shishupal Dantavakra are killed by hands of Lord Krishna, they get a destination beyond this samsara. So a demon, someone who comes with such a ill motive in envy, anger, when he sees the form of Krishna, that attractiveness in the form of Krishna is so great, that whole chitta becomes focused on the form of Lord. When especially Krishna, it is told, because of his unparalleled beauty. Unparalleled beauty. So in the other avatars, the devotees of those avatars, they attain spiritual planets, surely. But the demons killed by those avatars, they get higher destination. It could be Swarga, it could be higher destination like that. So in the description of Hatari Gati Dayaka, Rupa Goswami describes like this. So these demons are going to take 2 more births. That's what is told. Punaha katipayai sthanam prapatsyete ha janmabhi.
But even after that, Dantavakra and Shishupal, still they came as Jagai Mother and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
That was special Leela. That Janmabhi.
Any mention
Actually,
of
they
that?
went back and they came back for that special Leela. It was not necessary. It is a very special Leela in that sense. So that principle is there. Okay. Lord Chaitanya's Leela is a very magnificent Leela. They came to exhibit the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So, as a Siddhantic principle, I am telling Prabhu here. So I hope it is clear. Okay. Okay. So from 30 onwards, the Devatas praise this form of Lord. Adisukara. Deva uchu. Namo namaste khila yajna tantave stitau grihita mala sattva murtaye. Dishtya hatoyam jagatam aruntudas. Tvatpada bhaktya vayamisha nirvrita. Yes, please.
The demigods addressed the Lord. All obeisances unto you. You are the enjoyer of all sacrifices, and you have assumed the form of boar in pure goodness for the purpose of maintaining the world. Fortunately for us, this demon, who was a torment to the world, has been slain by you, and we too, O Lord, are now at ease in devotion to your lotus feet.
So the Devatas are praising the Lord. Oh, Akhila Yajna Tantave. So those two words Prabhupada explains in the purport. Akhila Yajna Tantave, he elaborates in the second paragraph. And Amala Sattva Murtaye, this he expands in the first paragraph. So Amala Sattva means Vishuddha Sattva. So your form is beyond all the three modes of this world. Sattva Rajatama. So your form is actually Vishuddha Sattva. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. So this form, which apparently looks like a pig or a boar, is not of this world. It is divine. It is fully divya. That word is told there. Amala Sattva. Akhila Yajna Tantave. You come to re-establish this principle of sacrifice, Yajna. Earlier also we were saying this, discussing this. Yajna, Varaha stands for this practice of Yajna. Yajna Varaha, it's called. His bodily limbs, his hairs, his weapons he brings, all that actually become the part or the ingredients or the paraphernalia of Yajna. So the Prabhupada tells the highest Yajna is Sankirtana, because the purpose of Yajna is to please the Lord. And in this day and age, that can be done by the practice of Sankirtana, Harinam Sankirtana. So Prabhupada tells that at the end. So Maitreya continues. Read the translation.
Sri Maitreya continued, after thus killing the most formidable demon, Hiranyaksha, the Supreme Lord Hari, the origin of the boar species, returned to his own abode, where there is always an uninterrupted festival. The Lord was praised by all the demigods, headed by Brahma.
So, in the shloka, the word is used Adisukaraha. Sukara means boar or pig. Adisukara, the origin of all the boar species is Adisukara. So Prabhupada expands that in the purport. We'll read that. And Lord went back to a place, Lokam Swam. His own place he went back. So he had come to this world. He has his own place, Swam Lokam. He returned back to that place. Jagama Swam Lokam. And what is the nature of that Swam Lokam? Akhandita Utsavam. There is continuous festivity. The festive atmosphere in spiritual world. So these words Prabhupada explains in purport. We will read them. So Prabhupada tells here about the origin of boar species. He is the origin of everything. Adyam Purana Purusham Adi. So in that sense, he is the Adisukara. Read this. In this situation.
In this situation, the Lord assumed the shape of a boar to kill the demon Hiranyaksha and pick up the earth from the Garbha ocean. Thus he became Adi Shukara, the original boar. In the material world, as boar or pig is considered most abominable, but the Adi Shukara, the Supreme Person of Godhead, is not treated as an ordinary boar.
Even Lord Brahma, continue.
Even Lord Brahma and other demigods praised the Lord's form as a boar.
So Prabhupada also says that Lord returned to his place. That means Lord has his own place. Here you see. That means he has his own abode. This world is the place of his avatarana. It is his place of his krida or lila. So he returned back to his place. So that place, even we should also endeavor to aspire to go back. So Prabhupada points that out. And he explains about Akhandita Utsava. We can read that here. Yeah, read this. Utsava means pleasure.
Utsava means pleasure. Whenever some function takes place to express happiness, it is called Utsava. Utsava, the expression of complete happiness, is always present in the Vaikuntha Lokas, the abode of the Lord, who is worshipable even by demigods like Brahma, to say nothing of other less important entities such as human beings.
So Vaikuntha is the place where Lord's glory is celebrated every time, every moment. In Goloka, it's in fact heightened, the pinnacle, the supreme place actually. So Prabhupada talks about Avatara in the last paragraph. Read this also, Prabhu. The Lord descends. The Lord descends. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
म्यूट हो गया म्यूट
म्यूट हो गया क्या? प्लीज अनम्यूट करके बोल.
Yes, the Lord descends from his abode to this world, and therefore he is called Avatara, which means one who descends. Sometimes Avatara is understood to refer to an incarnation who assumes a material form of flesh and bone, but actually Avatara refers to one who descends from higher regions. The Lord's abode is situated far above this material sky, and he descends from that higher position. Thus, he is called Avatara.
Sometimes people understand Avatara as something extraordinary, extraterrestrial, or some multiverse thing, like that. But Avatara is not of this material nature only. It's completely divine. Beyond this three modes, flesh, bone, all this, it is descending. Avatarana, it descends. So that's the descent, divine descent. That's how it's described. He descends from spiritual realm. So coming to the concluding part now, our Maitreya says, this is what I have heard from my gurus, and I'm explaining this to you. So he tells that. Read this. Maitreya continued.
Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, I have explained to you the personality of Godheads coming down as the firstborn incarnation and killing in a great fight a demon of unprecedented prowess as if he were just a plaything. This has been narrated by me as I heard it from my predecessor, spiritual master.
So Prabhupada picks that point of heard from predecessors to explain the principle of parampara. Actually, the Lord's description, the Lord's glory is best explained only in parampara. It's truly factually glorified in parampara only. Any other description will always be tainted by one's material limitations. So if one really wants to understand the Lord, if when we are also rendering the service of preaching, we should base our description of Lord entirely from Shastra and Parampara. That will only be effective. That will only be effective to bring about awakening of prema to hearers actually. So Prabhupada describes that Acharya or preceptor so important. Unless received by such a Acharya in the process of hearing, any other statement will not be valid. He says that. So this is also interesting how Lord easily killed Hiranyaksha. One example is given. Read this, Prabhu. It is also stated.
It is also stated here that although the demon Hiranyaksha was unlimited in prowess, he was just like a doll for the Lord. A child breaks so many dolls without real endeavor. Similarly, although a demon may be very powerful and extraordinary in the eyes of an ordinary man in the material world, to the Lord, killing such a demon is no difficulty. He can kill millions of demons as simply as a child plays with toys and breaks them.
Kridanavan Nirakrita, like a child playing with dolls. Any big bombastic demon is nothing but a doll. Like that he says. So such was the narration of Maitreya, that when Vidura heard it, he experienced great ananda. Kshattanandam param lebhe kaushara vakyatam ashrutya bhagavat katha. Because he heard from such bona fide devotee with Maitreya, Vidura was immensely happy. So Prabhupada says that if one truly wants to derive this experience of transcendental pleasure, one should hear from such a bona fide person. Anything else will actually contaminate one's consciousness. So Prabhupada quotes that famous example of Sanatana Goswami. Hearing from the mouth of a non-devotee is as good as drinking milk which is touched by a snake. So one should be very careful about what one is hearing, who is one hearing from. Though apparently the words seem to be very, very attractive, the intentions, the consciousness is imbued in those words. So that's why a bona fide devotee, he may not so attractively speak in terms of grammar, in terms of presentation by words and expressions. But because his intentions are so honest and fixed on the pleasure of Lord, that will actually awaken the right emotions, the right expressions towards Lord. So it is beyond one's intelligence. So taking this as our guiding light, we should always only hear from the ones in Parampara, especially in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. This is very, very important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has laid so much stress on it, actually. So coming to the last part, now the Sutta Goswami will glorify about this appearance of Lord. How auspicious is this? Anyesham punya shlokanam uddama yashasam satam upashrutya bhaven moda shrivatsankasya kim puna. Anyone else would like to take up reading? Translation.
What to speak of hearing the pastimes of the Lord, whose chest is marked with Srivatsa? People may take transcendental pleasure even in hearing of the works and deeds of the devotees whose fame is immortal.
Immortal. So the devotee's glories itself is so purifying. Can you imagine that devotee becomes purifying because of the Lord in his heart? So how much purifying will be the glories of Lord? So Bhagavata means that which is related to Bhagavan, that which is related to Bhagavan, Bhakta and Bhagavan, both. Pastimes of Lord and Lord's devotees, both are very, very purifying. In fact, those, even any human being who just hears about Lord will become auspicious, will become purified. What to talk about even humans, even animals, even if they are not able to hear, if they just remember some form of Lord, some visibility of Lord they had, and they remember that form, even they are benefited. An example is quoted in the next shloka. Yogajendram jhasagrastam dhyayantam charanambujam kroshantinam karenunam krichhato mochayadrutam. Read.
The personality of Godhead delivered the king of the elephants who was attacked by an alligator and who meditated upon the lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, the female elephants who accompanied him were crying, and the Lord saved them from the impending danger.
So here an animal, Gajendra, is meditating on the feet of God. Prabhupada says here, even an animal approach the Supreme Personality in devotional service. Just see how merciful is Lord, how glorious is Bhakti. Even an animal can render Bhakti. So what is necessary for one to approach Lord, and what will impede one in what will impede one in approaching Lord? That is told in the next shloka 36. Tam sukharadhyam rujubhir ananya sharanair nribhi kritagnya kona seveta praradhyam asadubhi. So two types of people, rujubhi, asadubhi. Rujubhi See, what is the word toward meaning? Rujubhi. Rujubhi.
By the unpretentious.
Unpretentious. There is this word which comes arjavam. Any of you know what's the meaning? Arjava.
Simplicity. Simplicity.
Yeah, simplicity, arjava. So that actually comes from this word ruju. So ruju here means basically simple, straight hearted, basically not pretentious. So in bhakti, one should be very, very simple. As they say, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told, Vaishnavism is saralata. Is it not? So being simple, no duplicities, straight heart, maybe while living in society, one may have to very carefully use one's words and use one's resources. But in front of Lord, just what is in the heart, that's what comes in words, and that's what in actions. So that is simplicity. So for such people, they easily become ananya sharana. So simple people, they easily surrender to Lord. And such ananya sharanai, such humans actually, basically, such people, such devotees, for them the Lord is sukharadhyam. He is easily attained, he is happily attained. He easily pleased with such people. So anyone who is simple can easily attain Lord or please Lord. But those who are asadubhi, completely opposite diametrically, pretentious or cruel, crooked, wicked, all that, for them Lord is duraradhyam. He cannot be attained even if they endeavor for many, many millions of births also. So understanding this ease of access to Lord, who will not serve that Lord? Such a benediction Lord is giving, one should be grateful, kritagnya. So which grateful person will not serve the Lord? It's like a kaimutya. Who will not worship this all merciful Lord like that? Read, Prabhu, what grateful soul is? Here.
Protection, though the unrighteous man finds it difficult to propitiate him.
Appreciate him. Okay. So Lord is easily pleased. That's the essential principle. So Prabhupada says in the purport that every living being, can you read this very important purport? Read this paragraph, Prabhu. I can't
Every
hear.
living entity, especially persons in the human race, must feel grateful to the benedictions offered by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Anyone, therefore, with a simple heart of gratefulness must be Krishna conscious and offer devotional service to the Lord. Those who are actually thieves and rogues do not recognize or acknowledge the benedictions offered to them by the Supreme Lord, and they cannot render him devotional service. And ungrateful persons are those who do not understand how much benefit they are deriving by the arrangement of the Lord. They enjoy the sunshine and moonshine, and they get water free of charge. Yet they do not feel grateful, but simply go on enjoying these gifts of the Lord. Therefore, they must be called thieves and rogues.
Thieves and rogues. So this prasanga of Hiranyaksha Vadha is so auspicious. Yo vai Hiranyaksha Vadham Mahadbhutam Vikriditam Karanasukaratmana Shrunoti Gayatyanumodhatenjasa Vimuchyate Brahmavadhat Vidvija. Translation.
O Brahmanas, anyone who hears, chants, or takes pleasure in the wonderful narrations of the killing of the Hiranyaksha demon by the Lord, who appeared as firstborn in order to deliver the world, is at once relieved of results of sinful activities, even the killing of a Brahmana.
Brahmana. So that is the great glory. Even one is seeking to be relieved from Brahma Hatya, he should hear. Like that Bhagavatam is encouraging. Okay, for this result also you can take to hearing of Lord. Basically, the important prayojana is it awakens prema in the heart of the hearer. That's the goal which Bhagavatam gives. Right from the second verse, it tells this. So, Prabhupada says this, that one should be very eager to hear about the Lord from the right source. If one just gives reception to such a glories, then he becomes qualified to attain the Lord. So, such is the glory in hearing from a rightful devotee. And that such a devotee was Maitreya. And that's why Vidura is experiencing such transformation or such bliss. So lastly, this verse is told in conclusion. Etan mahapunyam alam pavitram dhanyam yashasyam padamayurashisham pranendriyanam yudhishaurya-vardhanam narayononte gatiranga shrunvatam. Yes.
This most sacred narrative confers extraordinary merit, wealth, fame, longevity, and all the objects of one's desire. On the field of battle, it promotes the strength of one's vital organs and organs of action. One who listens to it at the last moment of his life is transferred to the supreme abode of Lord. Oh dear Shonaka.
So Prabhupada says that the hearers, they are blessed, you see, both for the benefits of this world and the spiritual world. The hearers are benefited ultimately and as far as long they are in the material world. That's the supreme sublime result of engaging in devotional service. So what one should do, as Prabhupada would say, sit and hear. Spare some time and listen to Bhagavatam from right source. So actually, the more we respect Srimad Bhagavatam, the more we develop respect to the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. Wherever Bhagavatam is being spoken, we should respect. At least we should sit and hear. At least in the ashrama culture, we have this opportunity, we have this fortune staying in the temple, and we should highly regard that opportunity, and with great eagerness we should take it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed on the 5 limbs among all the 64 limbs, and one of them is to hear to Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam asvadyam rasikaihi saha. So one should hear in the association of devotees, rasikas, like that. So that will bestow one the ultimate benefit of prema. So thus ends the chapter titled Killing of Demon Hiranyaksha. Srila Prabhupada's purport conclude here. So we'll start this 20th chapter, conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. We will do this after a small break. Okay? Should we take a small break? Gayatri. What time we should gather, Prabhu?
Within 12:30 we can start.
12:30, okay. We have many verses in next chapter. I'm wondering how it will be able to complete. Around 50 verses are there. Okay, let's see how to do it. Thank you very much. We'll meet at 12:30. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay, let us begin. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Welcome. Before the break, we had completed 19th chapter discussion. Now chapter number 20. So let us enter chapter number 20. Chapter 20 is titled as, I need to get the sharing rights. Someone please give me sharing rights. Okay. So the chapter 20 is titled Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur titles this as the second description of creation by Brahma. So this actually in continuation of the description of Manu's topic, Swayambhuva Manu. Because remember, Swayambhuva Manu will be the topic of discussion up till even 5th canto. Yeah, 5th canto. And in 8th canto also he will again come. 6th and 7th are different topics. But Swayambhuva Manu is an important person of discussion in Bhagavatam. So his lineage is going to be explained from 21 onwards, wherein Kardama Devahuti's lineage will start. So after hearing about Varaha Deva, because that question was asked by Vidura earlier, so now again the discussion continues. So this chapter has close to 50 odd shlokas. Considering that we have time up till 2 and there are quite many shlokas. The shlokas largely are pertaining to the creation, primary and secondary both, and you have already learnt this in 2nd canto and 3rd canto, is it not? So even in the explaining this chapter itself, it is told that this is a retelling or revising that earlier topic of creation, because the context is to bring to Swayambhuva Manu's daughters and sons, especially Devahuti. So how Swayambhuva Manu appeared and how he got these 3 daughters and 2 sons, and there that will come as a sequence of this narration actually. So in the beginning, Shaunaka Muni asks question to Suta Goswami after hearing this wonderful narration of Varahadeva. Text 1. Shaunaka Uvacha Mahim Pratishtham Adhyasya Saute Swayambhuvo Manu Kanyanvatishta-dwarani Margaya Janmanam. Let's read. Translation.
Vilas.
Sri,
Yeah.
Continue, Prabhu, continue.
Sri Saunaka inquired, O Sud Goswami, after the earth was again situated in its orbit, what did Swayambhu Manu do to show the path of liberation to persons who were to take birth later on?
So if you recollect, when Brahma, from Brahma's body Swayambhu Manu appeared, then he wanted to follow the order of Brahmaji, but he tells that the earth itself, the Muvandala itself has sank. What to do? Then Brahma prays and Varaha appears and he reinstates the earth or Bhumandala. So now Swayambhu Manu, what did he do after that? That's a question which Shaunaka asks. So Prabhupada in the purport tells about Manvantara, the calculation, how Lord appears in every day of Brahma, in every Manvantara, how that calculation is all that Prabhupada describes. And basically the question here is, what did Swayambhuva Manu do after Varahadev reinstated earth on its place? So that was the question. Especially because the narration was happening between Vidura and Maitreya, it cannot be just a discussion of some facts. It cannot be discussion of some principles. When the two devotees are meeting, always their talks are centered around Supreme Lord. Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayantah Parasparam. Vidura is a great devotee, son of Vyasadeva himself. And Maitreya is a classmate of Vyasadeva. He is a disciple of Parashara. So these two great devotees are meeting. So surely there will be Krishna Katha. So please explain. Kshatta Mahabhagavata Krishnasya Ikantika Suhrat Yastatya Jagrabjam Krishne Sapatyam Aghavaniti. Please read.
Rishi inquired about Vidura, who was a great devotee and friend of Lord Krishna, and who gave up the company of his elder brother because the latter, along with his sons, played tricks against the desire of the Lord.
So he was a Mahabhagavata. Kshatta here is Vidura. He is called Kshatta. So he is a great devotee. And more than that, he was in such a favorable mood towards Krishna. Apparently elder to Krishna, but he saw always Krishna as worshipable. So that's why Krishnasya Ikantika Suhrat. He had that Suhrat Bhava. And for Krishna, when his own brother and the son of his brother were talking against Krishna, he became ready to even leave such family, which is very difficult for a common person, to leave his own family for the sake of Krishna. So that narration Prabhupada says about how Vidura could not tolerate offensive speech directed against Krishna. Read this. Vidura showed by example.
Vidura showed by example that anywhere that Krishna is not honored is a place unfit for human habitation. A devotee may be tolerant regarding his own interests, but he should not be tolerant when there is a misbehavior toward the Lord or the Lord's devotee. Here the word Agavan is very significant, for it indicates that the Kauravas, the first of sons, lost the war because of being sinful in disobeying the instruction of Krishna.
So that sinful mentality of offending Lord, treating devotees so badly, causing so much trouble to them, that made their defeat. So basically Prabhupada says that any place where there is criticism about Lord and devotees of Lord is not fit for living. So when we are living in the ashrama, we should always make it very, very pleasing to Lord to appear there. So appreciating devotees, speaking Krishna Katha, that will attract Lord's presence there. Wherever Lord's devotees discuss Hari Katha, their Lord is very happily present there. And wherever we tend to disrespect, see in a very belittling manner the devotees, Lord is very unhappy. So understanding the Lord's amazing love towards his devotees, one should deal with devotees very, very respectfully, very dearly, affectionately. So here that example is told because Vidura respected Lord like this, respected Lord's devotees like this. Some more qualities of Vidura are told in next shloka. Dvaipayanad anavaro mahitve tasya dehaja sarvatmana shritam shritah krishnam tatparamschapyanuvrata.
Vidura was born from the body of Vedyas and was not less than he. Thus, he accepted the lotus feet of Krishna wholeheartedly and was attached to his devotee.
No less than Vyasa, so fully sheltered in Krishna, and always following Krishna and devotees. So Prabhupada tells that son is as good as father. Vyasa is the father of Vidura in a very special arrangement. So surely he is a very great personality. He must have surely asked about Krishna Katha. And especially when Vidura went to places, he even purified the holy places. That famous shloka, Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Bhuvo, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani, is told in the context of Vidura only. So this shloka is also telling about Vidura's quality of purifying the holy places only. Kim Anva Prachan Maitreyam Virajastirtha Sevaya Upagamya Kushavarta Asinam Tattvavittamam. Yes.
Vidura was purified of all passion by wandering in separate places, and at last he reached the Haridwar, where he met the great sage who knew the science of spiritual life, and he inquired from him. Shanak Rishi therefore asked, what more did Vidura inquire from Maitreya?
So Vidura felt himself very contaminated by association of Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. He went to holy places. Actually, he was always pure because of his fondness towards Krishna and devotion towards Krishna. So when he went to holy places, it is described that the holy places became purified of whatever sins other people had deposited there. Yudhishthira specifically points this out. So he has he's such a pure personality. When he met Maitreya, what did he ask? He might not have asked anything about this world. So the shloka's word Virajas Tirtha Sevaya, especially Prabhupada points out the limb of devotional service, Mathura Seva, Mathura Vasa. So Prabhupada talks about how anyone who goes or visits these places like Vrindavan, Haridwar, especially Vrindavan, it is told, Prabhupada says, we have actually seen and experienced that any person, even if he is sinful, at once comes in contact with the atmosphere of spiritual life at these places of Vrindavan, and will automatically chant the names of Krishna and Radha. We have actually seen and experienced it. So Prabhupada was a resident of Vrindavan. There is one chapter in Lilamrit called A Resident of Vrindavan. Very nice chapter. So Prabhupada loved Vrindavan. He glorified Vrindavan wherever he went. So he is specifically talking about the effect of staying in the holy places in offenseless or inoffensive spirit. So Prabhupada tells also about how one must go to holy places, not just see those places, but associate with the devotees, like Maitreya. So if one goes to holy place and doesn't take association of devotees, it is as good as just taking a bath. That verse also is there in Bhagavatam, is it not? Lord Krishna himself speaks to his devotees at Kurukshetra, this shloka. So one should take benefit of association of devotees who stay in those holy places. Sometimes it is better, Prabhupada also mentions that point, it is better to stay wherever one is and chant the holy name and remember Lord, instead of taking trouble, visit the holy dham and not get association yet. So better is to stay at the place and render devotional service. Still the potency of the dham is there. Prabhupada also mentions that there could be some imposters living, but one should be very careful to find out a true sadhu, true bhakta, and associate with such bhaktas at the holy place. Whenever we go to holy place, we should always be in association of devotees. Never ever just go to visit the place as a sightseeing, but go to render service. That's called Dhama Seva. So in the text 5, Shaunaka exactly asks that these people, two people, when these two great devotees come, they speak about the Katha of Lord. And the glory of that Katha is, it's all purifying. Tayo samvadato suta pravritta hyamala katha apo ganga ivag agnir hare padambujashrayaha. Yes, Prabhu.
I inquired about the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. There must have been many narrations of countless first times of Lord. The hearing of such narrations is exactly like bathing in the water of river Ganges, for it can free one from all sinful reactions.
Yeah. So it is purifying. The effect of purification is told comparing to Ganga. Prabhupada tells the Ganga, the narration of Lord's pastime, the Leela, Kirtana, or the Lord, whatever himself he has spoken, like Bhagavad Gita, are all on absolute platform. Even a little association of them can grant one great spiritual benefit or merit. So one should try to associate like that. Prabhupada encourages that. So Lord's Katha is purifying. Lord's Katha is immensely awarding pleasure. Tanah kirtaya bhadram te kirtan yodara karmanah rasajnya konu trupyeta harililamritam piban. Read.
O Sud Goswami, all good fortune to you. Please narrate the activities of the Lord, which are all magnanimous and worth glorifying. What sort of beauty can be satiated by hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord?
So, who can ever feel bored or done with in hearing about Lord? One can never be feel that hackneyed sense in hearing about Lord. So Prabhupada says in the purport that all devotees, he mentions that with all respect by do. So one should hear the katha as if he receives by his ears. Prabhupada mentioned that word, submissive oral reception. He uses that in first canto so many times. Submissive oral reception. That is the key to actually experience Krishna by approaching Bhagavatam. So after telling all these requests, Suta Goswami is actually now asking Vidura, what did he hear? What did he ask from Maitreya? So when Suta was asked about Vidura Maitreya, what did he respond? Evam ugra shravah prishta rishibhir naimishayanai bhagavatyarpitadhyatmas tan aha shruyatamiti. Yes.
On being asked to speak by the great sages of Naimisharanya, the son of Romharshan, Sud Goswami, whose mind was absorbed in transcendental pastime of the Lord, said, please hear what I shall now speak.
So now Suta Goswami begins to speak. He is son of Romaharshana. He is also called Sauta. Ugrashrava Suta, his name is son of Romaharshana Suta. So he is now speaking. So first he glorifies the recent narration of Varahadev. He glorifies Varaha's appearance. Suta uvacha haredhrita krodatano swamayaya nishamya gorudharanam rasatalat lilam hiranyaksham avagnyaya hatam sanjata harsho munimaha Bharata. Yes.
Swami continued. Vidura, the descendant of Bharat, was delighted to hear the story of Lord, who, having assumed by his own divine potency the form of war, had enacted the sport of lifting the earth from the bottom of the ocean and indifferently killing the demon Hiranyaksha. Vidura then spoke to the sage as follows.
So I think we already saw that very important word which shows how Lord effortlessly killed Hiranyaksha. It has come in this shloka also. Can someone point it?
Avagnya.
Avagnya. Thank you. Correct. Avagnya. Indifferently, effortlessly, without any great exertion of power. Yeah. So Prabhupada in the purport highlights that word Swamayaya. In Bhagavad Gita also, Swamayaya or Atma Mayaya has come. Where?
Sambhavami Atma Maya.
Ajopi sanna
Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san Prakritim swam
Swam
samtavami atmamayaya. So Lord appears by his internal energy. He is not bound by any Mahamaya or the power of karma or time or prarabdha like that. No, he comes on his own accord. So Prabhupada expands on that word Swamayaya, that Lord form is not like the form of this world. He was not like a pig of this world. He is not made up of material energy. So the Mayavadis make that accusation that Brahman assumes the form of Maya, and that's when these avatars are visible. But that is not true. Maya cannot overcome the Lord. That is completely a false understanding. So how can a creation cover the creator himself? So covering capacity can be employed on part and parcel of Brahman, not on the Supreme Brahman. Prabhupada makes that as conclusive statement. So Suta Goswami, who was still in the mood of Varaha's glory, he restates that Varaha's pastime in that shloka. Now he says, okay, now Vidura asked after hearing this, Vidura uvacha prajapati pati srishtva praja sarge prajapatin kim arabhata me brahman prabruhyavyakta margavit. So Vidura is asking to Maitreya, next 3 verses. Read this.
Vidura said, since you know of a matter inconceivable to us, tell me, O holy sage, what did Brahma do? Create living being after evolving the Prajapatis, the progenitors of living being.
Yeah. So what did Brahma do? Because now Manu is born, Prajapatis are born. So what did Brahma do after this? How did he expand the progeny? So there is one verse, one word, avyakta margavit. One who knows what is usually not known. So he's addressing Maitreya like this, very respectfully. That means a guru should always be seen like this, that he knows what I cannot see. He actually gives me the vision to see. Chakshudan dilo jai. So he knows what I cannot perceive by my mundane vision. So I should just hear his lotus words, which are untainted by trigunas and like that. So in this mood of respect, one hears the words of Guru. So from here, okay, another 2 shlokas of questions are there. We'll read that. Ye maricyadayo vipra yastu swayam bhuvo manu te vai brahmana adeshat kathametad abhavayan.
Vidura inquired, how did Prajapati, such a progenitor of living entities as Marichi and Swayambhuva Manu, create according to the instruction of Brahma, and how did they evolve this manifested universe?
So how did So earlier question was about Brahma, how did he do? Now here the question is about Prajapatis. Marichi Adayah Vipra and Swayambhuva Manu. These are all Prajapatis, right? So what did they do? How did they follow instruction of Brahma? Okay, did they do alone? Did they do independently, or did they take some help? Maybe their wives helped. Who helped? That's the next question. Sadvitiyah kim asrijan swatantra uta karmasu ahosvit samhata sarva idam sma samakalpayan.
Did they evolve the creation in conjunction with their respective wives? Did they remain independent in their action, or did they all jointly produce it?
So the 3 questions are basically telling what did Brahma do, what did Prajapatis do, and how did Prajapatis do? Did they do independently, or they did jointly, or they took help from someone else? How? So the question is about basically creation. So Maitreya, he starts explaining the creation. Actually, the question is about Brahma's creation. No? This is Visarga, is it not? Vaikrita Sarga or Visarga. So, but yet, he doesn't start the discussion right from Visarga only. He takes it right from behind, that is Sarga. This happens at many, many places in Bhagavatam. The intent is not just to tell the answer to the question, to show the glory of Lord, the position of Lord in that answering. So he first says how Lord actually created the material elements, how he did the sarga, and later how that sarga was carried ahead by Brahma. So Maitreya begins sarga in around 4 verses, 12 to 15. The sarga is described. Those of you who have the Subodhini can look at while we are going through. So 12 to 15, it is a sarga. Maitreya uvacha daivena durvitarkyena parena nimishena cha jatakshobhat bhagavato mahan asid gunatrayat. Read translation.
Maitreya said, when the equilibrium of the combination of the three modes of nature was agitated by the unseen activity of the living entity, Mahavishnu, and by the force of time, the total material elements were produced.
This is an important shloka because the whole sarga, which is the first part of sarga, Karana Shrishti, is summarized here in this this thing. What is happening here? Daivena. Daivena is referring to the karma of the jivas. So the jivas' past actions, which is called as daiva, their destiny, which is very difficult to understand. You cannot trace back what was that exact misdeed which jiva did due to which he is facing this. That's why the word is also used durvitarkyena. You can't do tarka about karma actually. It's very, very complex. Krishna says in Gita also, Gahana Gati, etc. Then, so that is one aspect, karma of the jivas. Then next is, there is intervention of Lord himself in the sense of glance. Lord has to glance, right? So that is parena, the Mahavishnu's glance. So in the sarga, there is Mahavishnu's glance, there is karma of the jivas, then there is animisha. Animisha, what is the word, what word meaning? Animisha, what's given? See? It's on the screen.
By the potency of eternal
time. Time, the kala. Lord glances and he impregnates jivas, he impregnates kala also. That kala acts as an activator, right? Then there is kshobhana, then there is agitation. So earlier it was pradhan, you may recollect now, pradhan with the undifferentiated modes. Now Lord impregnates karma, kala, and his very glance, due to which there is agitation. And that's when that pradhana becomes mahat tattva, because of gunas manifesting in it. Gunatrayat. So Prabhupada talks about these causes also. He first tells about daiva, which is destiny, which is the jiva's reactions to his actions, reaction to the actions of jiva, which is jiva's, it is his part in the whole creation. And it is very difficult to understand, durvitarkyena. Then there is a word about parena, which is Mahavishnu. So Prabhupada talks about the glance of Vishnu, how the glance of Vishnu is the most important cause, the chief cause in the creation. Then later he also tells about time, the time animishena, which agitates the modes, and that's when the Mahat Tattva, which is more ready, pregnant with the jivas to deliver Mahat Tattva, that comes into place. So when Mahat Tattva comes, then there are, of course, surely the modes now become visible. So from the Mahat Tattva, there are many elements getting manifested. 5 elements, 5 indriyas, karma and jnana, 5 sense objects, tanmatras. So all that get manifested. Especially the rajoguna becomes dominant here. So the shloka says, Rajah pradhanan mahatas trilingo daiva choditat jata sasarja bhutadir viyadadini panchasha. Another devotee would like to take up reading. Yes.
My this one.
Translation, as impelled.
And as impelled by the destiny of the jiva, the false ego, which is of three kinds, evolved from the Mahatattva, in which the elements of Rajas predominates. From the ego in turn evolved many groups of 5 principles.
Many groups of 5. Vyadadi Panchashaha. So what are the groups of 5? What all sets of 5 come?
Vidya, Asmita, all these things.
No, that will come later because of Brahma's creation only. No, this is not yet that creation. Brahma creates them, Ajnana Vrittis. Here 5 things. What are the sets of 5? I just now mentioned that. Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Tanmatras, all that is coming. Prabhupada mentions that also in their purport. The first group is elements, second group is Tanmatra, third is sense organs. You see, in the purport below, he mentions all of them. Senses, Jnana Karmendriyas, all that. And in fact, the devatas of those elements also are created by Lord himself. So there are certain devatas whom Lord himself creates, a part of Sarga. And certain devatas later, like Vidyadharas and Kimpurushas and many, whom which are part of Visarga, Vaikrata Sarga. So that will come later. So what is now being discussed is Sarga only. So after all this happened, you may recollect in the 2nd canto, 5th chapter also it's told that for a long time those created entities, they kind of became one big mass, like a golden egg, and they were floating in the Karana Sagara. Tani chaikakasha srashtum asamarthani bhautikam samhatya daiva yogena haimam andam avasrijan. Yes. Read. Oh, Vilas Vadan, read. Okay, someone else, please read.
Separately unable to produce the material universe, they combined with the help of energy of the Supreme Lord and were able to produce a shining egg.
Haimam andam, golden egg. That's called as Hiranyagarbha, actually it comes. So for many years they were lying there. So shayitabdhi salile anda kosho niratmakaha sagram vai varshasahasram anvavatsit tamishvaraha. Read translation.
For over 1,000 years, the shiny egg lay on the waters of the causal ocean in the lifeless state. Then the Lord entered it as Garbhodakshayi Vishnu.
So, of course, Lord had glanced, due to which there was some agitation which got created because Lord glanced and Kala also entered, and later by Lord's cohesive energy. And they, of course, in 2nd canto, remember those elements all pray to Lord, after which they get to cohese, or come together, amalgamate. And that's when they become one anda, or many andas like that. And yet, until Lord enters, those were remaining dormant. This is the state of Sarga. So when Lord enters, then he creates Brahma. So from there onwards, Visarga starts, because after that, Brahma takes the charge of creation. Lord empowers him. So from text 16 onwards, up till end of chapter is Visarga only. What did Brahma do? That was a question, no? Which Vidura asked. So that whole description, from here it goes till end. So some of these verses we will directly read translation, and some of them we may read the shloka. So please read translation from the navel.
From the navel of the personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu sprouted a lotus flower, effulgent like 1,000 blazing suns. The lotus flower is the reservoir of all conditioned souls, and the first living entity who came out of the lotus flower was the omnipotent Brahma.
So that whole, so Prabhupada describes what is Hiranyagarbha. Maybe we can read that directly. Read this purport. It appears from this verse
It appears from this verse that the conditioned souls who rested within the body of the personality of Godhead after the dissolution of the last creation came out in the sum total form of the lotus. This is called Hiranyagarbha. The first living entity to come out was Lord Brahma, who is independently able to create the rest of the manifested universe.
You can pause there. So Brahma is addressed as Swarat. Yeah, very interesting. You can see the shloka. The shloka ends with the word Swarat. So that's addressed to Brahma. So Brahma acted as if he's independent because he's so much empowered by Lord. Prabhupada describes that because of the empowerment of Lord, he practically was doing it independently. That's the power of Lord's power, empowerment. Actually. So like this, Lord entered, Lord lied down, and from there Brahma came, and from Brahma now, he is now beginning to create. So this shloka, very interesting verse. Let us read this. So nuvishto bhagavata yashete salilashaye loka samstham yatha purvam nirmame samsthaya swaya. So he created this word swaya samsthaya. Read the translation.
When the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is lying on the Garbhodak ocean, entered the heart of Brahma, Brahma brought his intelligence to bear, and with the intelligence invoked, with the intelligence invoked, he began to create the universe as it was before.
So Lord, so he is creating with the use of his intelligence, which is given by Lord. So Prabhupada says in the purport that who gives the intelligence or knowledge? Ultimately, Paramatma gives, where he says in Gita, I am the one who gives jnana, smriti, apohana, all that. So Prabhupada points that out. So how great is the position of Brahma, one can begin to understand here. Read this paragraph. Brahma was
the first living entity, and he was empowered by the Supreme Lord to act in charge of the mode of passion. Therefore, he was given the required intelligence, which is so powerful and extensive that he is almost independent of the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as a highly posted manager is almost as independent as the owner of a firm, Brahma is described here as independent because, as the Lord's representative to control the universe, he is almost as powerful and independent as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord, as the super soul within Brahma, gave him the intelligence to create. The creative power, therefore, of every living entity is not his own. It is the grace of the Lord that one can create.
So there is one chapter in second canto, Brahma's, I think third only, Brahma's prayers for creative energy. Very nice chapter actually. So Brahma prays before creation. Some very specific prayers are there. Very important for a devotee to meditate, especially before doing service, that how the ability to do service, the opportunity of service, ultimately the result of service, everything is actually given by Lord. Only thing we should try is not to become influenced by the fruits of that service. So you can see how Lord is so generous. He empowers and he doesn't intervene, and he so much empowers that everyone else sees, oh, it is Brahma who is creating. He is so powerful, so independent he is. You may recollect that even Narada got this doubt. Oh, you create, right? No, I don't create. Brahma tells, no, I don't create. I only create what is already created. Means I recreate. Like that he tells in second canto, 5th chapter. So the point is, Brahma, he appears as independent. So Lord gives that empowerment to the devotee to render service in such great glory. Now it is his faith, his trust on the devotee. Now it depends on the devotee how much he, gives value to that trust and maintains the, Lord's trust actually by his actions. So Lord always, he trusts his devotee, he appreciates, encourages his devotee, and the devotee has to act according to the Lord's orders in true spirit. So that is one sincerity actually. So one should understand everything is power of Lord by which one is acting in this world. So now from here, Brahma's actions are beginning. So the first thing which Brahma does, of course, this description which we are going to see from here, it has come in many places. It has come in second canto, fifth, sixth chapter. In third canto here itself, it has come earlier also. Before that Varaha episode, there also Brahma, that time, one chapter is there about time. After that there is description of Visarga, I think 12 or 10, one of them. So this is the second time in third canto itself, it's second time already. In second canto also it's described. So multiple times this Visarga is being told in different contexts. You should know the context. And actual sequence, as Acharyas have told, we should observe. Sometimes there could be some sequence reordering, there could be some shuffle of sequence here, there. But Acharyas explain what was the sequence of one after other like that. So those who recollect, those who have Subodhini, please refer to chapter number 10 in third canto, where it is told that there are around 6 types of sarga. Any of you have this book, this chart, 6 types of sarga. I don't have it in the slide here. Any of you have it in your hand? Hare Krishna. Vilas Vardhan Prabhu, you have?
I'm yes, please. So
Okay.
internet went here. Yes, it is there, Puji. I'm just searching it out.
Okay. So I remember Rasham had personally arranged Subodhinis for all of us. I hope it's the same with all of you. Every student of Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta should have these books for better understanding. So here it is made a chart, 6 types of sarga. This is anyway earlier summarized in those 4 shlokas from 12 to 15. Now there are 4 types of visarga, which is in that chapter 10, page number 82 in Subodhini. You can see that 4 types of visarga. The sthavara, the lower species animals, the nribhi or humans, and devas, within which there are many further types. So that is the sequence actually. So the sequence again will be discussed at the end of this chapter by Prabhupada's purport only. In Prabhupada's purport it will come actually. So nonetheless, the first thing which Brahma does before starting the secondary creation is the creation of these 5 ajnana vrittis. Sasar jagre andhatamisram tamisram tama moha mahatamaha. These words are coming here. So these are the 5 ajnana vrittis, very important for understanding the creation. The first comes tamaha. Tamaha means to understand oneself, this world, it's basically ignorance. Then second comes ego, which is moha, in which one understands oneself as a body. And in mahatama, which is the next one actually becomes attached to his possessions, which are related to the body. So tama is ignorance, moha is ego, identifying with this body. Mahatamaha is attachment to things related to this body. Then tamisra, which is the 4th one, Prabhupada explains in the purport. What I'm saying is explained by Prabhupada. Tamisra is when one understands oneself as body and things related to the body as his, then sometimes he gets disappointed, due to which he becomes very angry, hateful. That's called tamisra. And andhatamisra is something which is very deep absorption in matter, like abhinivesh. So these 5 Ajnana Vrittis are also correlated to the Ajnana Vrittis told in Yoga Sutras. Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha. So Tamaha is Avidya, Moha is Asmita. Can someone complete this? Hare Krishna. Is it understandable? Hare Krishna.
You have to read, Prabhuji, what here? Understandable.
Okay. So Tamaha, which is explained in Bhagavatam here, is connected to Avidya. Moha is Asmita. Mahatamaha, which is actually attachment, is Raga in the Nyaya Sutric definition. And Tamisra, which is hatred or anger when frustrated, that is Dvesha in the Nyaya Sutric definition. There is Andhatamisra, which is deep absorption in matter, that is
Nivesh.
Abhinivesh. So both these 5 you may explain in different terms, but they all are actually meaning the same only. So Prabhupada explains in the purport. So please read this translation first of all.
First of all, Brahma created from his shadow the covering of ignorance of the conditioned souls. There are 5 in number are called Tamishra, Andatamisra, Tama, Moha, and Mahamoha.
So the sequence actually is Tama, Moha, Mahamoha, Tamisra, Andatamisra. But in stating it, it starts from Tamisra. So Prabhupada says the first condition is, you see, he says Tamisra. So this is actually the 4th one. So Prabhupada says Tamisra means anger, wherein a person feels disappointed. Why shall I not be a free enjoyer like Lord? This kind of anger is actually Tamisra mentality. That's the Ajnana. Then Andha Tamisra. Andha Tamisra is a deep absorption in matter, Abhinivesh, which is actually compared to death. The death is also a synonym for this. So that death is this mentality, the fear of death. So then Tamaha. The Tamaha means condition of not knowing anything about spirit soul. See these words. I'm just reading those definitions. I'm not going through the purport. Request devotees to read it more detailedly. So this is Tamaha, bodily identification actually. Then Moha, the ego. Then there is Mahamoha. See, Moha is the illusion of bodily concept of life. You can see this, Moha is coming here described. And then Mahamoha, little below it's explained. Mahamoha means mad after material enjoyment. That is raga or attachment. So Prabhupada quotes from Vishnu Purana also. What is the definition? Tamaha means avivekaha. Moha means antahkarana. Aviveka means basically he loses all discrimination. Tamaha means. Moha means antahkarana vibhrama. He identifies with this mind intelligence and ego, and he becomes illusioned by them. Mahamoha means gramya bhoga sukhaishana, searching for pleasure at the bodily level. That's a raga. Maranam hi andhatamisram. Andhatamisra is marana. And we saw that abhinivesha. Tamisra is krodha. These are all avidya panchaparva, the 5 avidya or ajnana vrittis. So this is a fundamental mentality which is the foundation of whole material existence. Like that. So you can read this more detailedly in the earlier chapters, 10th chapter, 12th chapter, second canto, also it's told there. Okay. So from 19 onwards, here different species are created. So let us go in that sequence. We'll read translations only majorly, and let's see if we can make a chart as we start reading this. So first, the creation of Yakshas and Rakshasas come. So now Brahma has created Ajnana Vrittis. Now what happens next? Read translation, Prabhu.
Out of disgust, Brahma threw off the body of ignorance, and taking up this opportunity, Yakshas and Rakshasas sprang for possession of the body, which continued to exist in the form of night. Night is the source of hunger and thirst.
Yeah. Okay, so let us make a small chart as we are learning, because this will help us to understand. So first of all, he is creating Yakshas.
This body which Brahmaji is throwing off, is that the same body which got lustily attached to the daughter?
Yeah, that happens after all these creations. I will tell that sequence later, because that happens after Kumaras also, no?
So this
after
one is
Kumaras
different.
are born, the Marichiputras, no, they laugh, no?
Oh, but this one is different. Here, the living body is different.
This is much before that. This is much before that. Okay, that sequence will become clear. The end maybe we'll again mention. Okay, so let's come to this Excel sheet. So what is told here is Yakshas and Rakshasas. So Brahma, he is laden with the ignorance, right? And this Yakshas and Rakshasas, they take to the form of night. Please remember the time of the day also, because Yakshas and Rakshasas, they take to the form of night. That is the shadow, actually. We'll go to the translation. Again, we'll keep coming back to this Excel sheet, and we'll try to make it better for our clarity. Okay, 20th. So at night, what are the features of night these people accept? Read this. Overpowered.
Overpowered by hunger and thirst, they ran to devour Brahma from all sides and cried, "Spare him not, eat him up."
Eat him up. So Yaksha means eat him. Rakshasa means don't spare him. So these people's name only became like that. Yaksha, Rakshasa. That's how it's explained. So they were in the night, actually a person has more hunger and thirst. So those who are awake in night, they have a lot of tendency to eat, actually. So that's not a right time to eat. So basically at the night time, they are afflicted by hunger and thirst, and who take that form is actually Yakshas and Rakshasas. So let's mention that here, hunger, thirst. Now next, actually Devas come, and after that actually Asuras come. We will fill this space as we learn. Are all of us together? Hare Krishna. Because it's a subject which should be discussed in slowly, with lack of time. Is it all going good together? Are we?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now Devatas. Please read. Brahma.
Brahma, the head of the demigods, full of anxiety, asked them, "Do not eat me, but protect me. You are born from me and have become my sons. Therefore you are Yakshas and Rakshasas."
Yakshas and Rakshasas, do not eat me. So he told them. So they actually took to that night form, and then they actually he relinquishes that body, because just now he has created Ajnana, no? So that's why the most tamasic creation is coming, that is this Yakshas and Rakshasas, who take to night, who are fond of night, who are fond of eating and drinking, actually, killing, like that. So he relinquishes that body, he leaves away that body. That living body means here leaving that mentality. Acharyas explain this, because he only leaves the body of Brahma, that Jiva leaves only at the end of 100 years. So what is this leaving of body? It is basically leaving of that bad mentality. So then after that, Devatas are created. Read this. He then created.
Sir, which bad mentality?
Basically that Ajnana, this the Tama actually, Tamaguna, basically. See, these are all bad mentalities of which are product of all those 5 vrittis. You cannot point out to one, because all the creation which is stemming out is based on those vrittis only. Okay, so just now the creation had happened, so it was deep ignorance, due to which very tamasic creation began. Now after that tamasic creation was shrugged off, now sattvic creation is coming again, which is also again in the ajnana vritti only. So everything coming ahead is a combination of those ajnana vrittis.
That's what, because living entities will have this Agyan Vritti in them, and if Brahma
Correct.
gives up the Agyan Vritti, then how they will be covered up? Even demigods
No,
are covered up.
he is not giving up ajnana vritti as that 5. That mentality which is a product of one of the product of that ajnana vritti. The 5 ajnana vrittis are fundamental in Brahmaji, due to which he creates. No, he is creating, keeping them as foundation. He cannot relinquish them. They are already there as a foundation. They are all pervading in the whole material existence. They cannot be relinquished. He is not relinquishing that ajnana vritti, but the mentality, in the sense, the product of those ajnana vrittis, one of the products which made Brahma produce these yakshas and rakshasas, that one product of those ajnana vrittis, that mentality he is relinquishing here, like that.
He then created, he then created the chief demigods who were shining with the glory of goodness. He dropped before them the effulgent form of daytime, and the demigods sportingly took possession of it.
Yeah. So this form, Deva, they actually are fond of daytime. They take to the daytime. So whatever he relinquishes, these people take it. So now he is relinquishing this. He created the Devas, and then he shrugged off that body, which is compared to the day, and that the Devas take it. So they are of glory of goodness here. You can see earlier was Tama and Ratri. Here it is Sattva and Diva, yeah, daytime. Now next one is Asuras. Read this.
Lord Brahma then gave birth to the demons from his buttocks, and they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for cooperation.
So now here the creation is coming about Rajoguna actually. So these are Asuras or Daityas, and this they when Brahmaji relinquishes this body, that turns into Sandhya, evening. So earlier was night, the just before was what?
Day.
Day. And now what is shrugging off will be Sandhya. Okay. So that Sandhya becomes that twilight lady, imagined lady actually, that all comes here. Okay, read this translation.
The worshipper Brahma first laughed at their stupidity, but finding the shameless Asuras closing up upon him, he grew indignant and ran in great haste out of fear.
So in the beginning he thought, "Arey, what is this funny thing they are doing?" Later he saw they are very serious. They are coming towards him with that intent and want to do that action of copulation, mating. So he ran in haste and he actually prays to Lord. He approaches Lord mentally. He prays to the Lord mentally. It's told here. So then what does he pray will come here. 25. Please read translation of 25.
He approves the personality of Godhead who bestows all boons and who displays the agony of his devotees and of those who take shelter of his feet. He manifests his innumerable transcendental forms for the satisfaction of his devotees.
So you can see there is a very important word here. Harim anugrahaya bhaktanam anurupatma darshanam. So Lord Hari, he, in order to bestow anugraha on devotees, he takes a form which is according to that situation, to please that devotee, anurupata. So Lord has innumerable eternal forms. Which form he appears in front of a specific devotee, that depends on the desire of that devotee. So Prabhupada gives example of Hanuman, who wanted to see the Supreme Lord as Ramachandra. So he saw. He did not have that great affection to Lakshmi Narayan or even Radha Krishna. But Ramachandra was his beloved Lord. So Lord is told as Anadim Ananta Rupam. He has innumerable eternal forms. How many? Ramadi Murti Shu Sukala Niyamena Tishtan. So many forms like Rama, Narsimha, Vamana, Varaha, like that. So Prabhupada talks about that multitude of Lord's eternal forms in this purport. So this Brahma is now praying to Lord in his mind. Lord Brahma, read the translation.
Brahma approaching the Lord addressed him thus: My Lord, please protect me from these sinful demons who are created by me under your order. They are infuriated by an appetite for sex and have come to attack me.
So the shloka says, Yabhitum Papa. They have come with the desire to have intercourse, but it is very sinful because they are actually improper. An intercourse between a male and male is very sinful. So Prabhupada tells this is a origin of homosexual appetite. He says it is seen in demons actually, like this. So one can see in this chart. Let's go to this chart once. So we saw Yakshas, Rakshasas, they took to the night form and they were afflicted with hunger and thirst. The Devas, they took to the day form. And if you recollect any quality they had, I think goodness. This is Tamo Guna. This is goodness, Sattva Guna. Okay, Sattva is told. And Asuras, they took to which form? Hare Krishna?
Twilight?
Twilight. It is actually going to come, but nonetheless, we can understand here. So this was Rajoguna. And a very severe affliction of lust is seen. Homosexual, sexual appetite. Basically, Prabhupada points that out. So like this, the time, the quality, and the modes are told with respect to the species. Species, time of the day, characteristics, and modes is told like this. So one can make a better clear picture of the whole discussion. So now he continues praying. My Lord.
My Lord, you are the only one capable of ending the affliction of the distressed and infringing agony on those who never resort to your feet.
You can actually save a person in your devotee, and in doing so, you actually inflict misery or you kill the demons. Someone else would like to take the reading here. So the Lord, what does he say to the Brahma who is praying like this? That's coming next. Please, other devotee, please take reading. Yes?
Shaligram, bro?
Who else is here?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, bro.
Translation.
Translation. The Lord, who can distinctly see the minds of others, perceived Brahma's distress and said to him, Cast off this impure body of yours. Thus commanded by the Lord, Brahma cast off his body.
Cast off his body. So Prabhupada in the purport highlights one particular word and then describes it. Read this.
The Lord is described here by the word Viviktadhyatma Darshanaha. If anyone can completely perceive another's distress without doubt, it is the Lord himself. If someone is in distress and wants to get relief from his friend, sometimes it so happens that his friend does not appreciate the volume of distress he is suffering. But for the Supreme Lord, it is not difficult. The Supreme Lord as Paramatma is sitting within the heart of every living entity, and he directly perceives the exact causes of distresses.
So here, Lord, the Supreme Lord understood the situation of Brahma. What is he undergoing? These people are his own creation. They are attacking him in such a grievous manner. Oh my God. So he understood, and he is giving an instruction. You cast off this body, because they are attached to this body specific mentality. They will take up that and they will become bewildered by it. You cast off this body. Very interesting that sometimes in relationships in this world, we always have this complaint. You don't understand me. Then, husband has towards wife, wife has towards husband, friend has towards other, the worker has towards boss. He doesn't understand me. Sometimes even a son tells about mother, mother tells about son, father. All relationships in this world, they always suffer with this, mentality. You don't understand me. But it's true, correct. No one understands other except the Lord. It's only Lord who can understand the exact situation of that jiva. No matter how much one matches chemistry, but still one can never understand the exact situation of the other. It's only Lord who understands. So Prabhupada also points out, what is this giving up of body? Read this.
According to Sridhar Swami, Brahma's constant dropping of his body does not refer to his actual giving up his body. Rather, he suggests that Brahma gave up a particular mentality. Mind is the subtle body of the living entity. We may sometimes be absorbed in some thought which is sinful, but if we give up the sinful thought, it may be said that we gave up the body. Brahma's mind was not in correct order when he created the demons. It must have been full of passion because the entire creation was passionate. Therefore, such passionate sons were born.
Prabhupada also talks about the importance of the right consciousness of a father and mother before begetting children. He stresses on Garbhadhana for this actually. So going ahead, so when he relinquished that body, what happened? Read, Prabhu. The body given up by Brahma.
The body given up by Brahma took the form of evening twilight, when the day and night meet, a time which kindles passion. The Asuras, who are passionate by nature, dominated as they are by the element of Rajas, took it for a damsel, whose lotus feet resounded with the tinkling of anklets, whose eyes were wide with intoxication, and whose hips were covered by fine cloth, over which shone a girdle.
So actually it will become clear that what these demons are seeing is actually an imagination. It will become clear little later. But here they are describing what they are seeing. Actually it is an imagination. They are seeing something like later it will come, sun to be some ball, the clouds to be some hazy cloths or something like that. Like this, there are descriptions which acharyas have explained. So it's an imagination. So Prabhupada writes here, the demon took the approach of the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, and they began to adore. They imagined the twilight to be a very beautiful woman with all those descriptions. So imagination, one of the very clear feature in sexual enjoyment, it's being described. That bewilderment. So Mohana, that's called. Yeah, continue.
Her breast projected upward because of their clinging to each other, and they were too contiguous to admit any intervening space. She had a shapely nose and beautiful teeth. A lovely smile played on her lips, and she cast a sportful glance at the Asuras.
Continue.
Adored with dark tresses, she hid herself, as it were, out of shyness. Upon seeing that girl, the Asuras were all infatuated with an appetite for sex.
So they are imagining actually, many things they are imagining. The cloud to be the woman's feet, eyes, hips and breasts. The sunset color, which is the evening sky color, to be her dress color. Like this, many features. The amount of sun rays which is mildly being seen to be like her smile or glance. The black cloud which is also there in the sky to be her hair. So like this, they are the sound of the birds which are entering their nests in the evening time to be the sound of her leg ornaments. So like this, they are all imagining. So now they saw that, oh, she hid herself. when the that form actually went into darkness, they thought she hid herself, and they are trying to madly follow her. And they began to even praise her, address her. Read this, 32.
The demons praised her. Oh, what a beauty! What rare self-control! What a budding youth! In the midst of us all who are passionately longing for her, she is moving about like one absolutely free from passion.
In the last purport, there is an interesting point. I could not show that. So, whom does this lust or this attack or influence? Read this, the difference between.
The difference between demons and demigod is that a beautiful woman very easily attracts the minds of demons, but she cannot attract the mind of a godly person. A godly person is full of knowledge, and a demoniac person is full of ignorance. Just as a child is attracted by a beautiful doll, similarly, a demon who is less intelligent and full of ignorance is attracted by material beauty and an appetite for sex. The godly person knows that this nicely dressed and ornamented attraction of high breasts, high hips, beautiful nose, and fair complexion is Maya. All the beauty a woman can display is only a combination of flesh and blood. Sri Shankaracharya has advised all persons not to be attracted by the interaction of flesh and blood. They should be attracted by the real beauty in spiritual life. The real beauty is Radha and Krishna, is Krishna and Radha. One who is attracted by the beauty of Radha and Krishna cannot be attracted by the false beauty of this material world.
So those who are influenced by Rajoguna, they are affected by this lust. You can see this in the Mohini Murti Lila. Only the Asuras, they got influenced by Mohini's form. The Devas were not. Because Mohini represents Mahamaya there, and Rajoguna filled Asuras became bewildered by seeing her. And Devas were in Sattvaguna, they were not bewildered. In fact, Lord protected them by that form actually. So like this. So yes, they are now further praising her. Read 33.
But very innumerable time we also see Devas also get attracted, right? Means
no, in that past time, it is told largely, see, Devas get attracted when they are influenced by Rajoguna. It's not that they are always in Sattvaguna, no. The gunas actually, they are always in flux. Correct? The Pradhana guna in Devas is Sattva. The Pradhana guna in Asuras is Raja. It's a dominant mode actually. But so when the momentary Rajoguna comes, then they also behave like that. It's not that there is no Rajoguna at all in higher planets. No, it is there.
But we also hear means in the Devloka there are Apsaras and all, and they're continuously enjoying that kind of pleasure.
Yeah.
Along with their service.
Yeah,
Means
yeah.
How to understand that thing sometimes becomes.
So there is a Rajoguna mixed. No, there is nothing. It's not that Rajoguna is not there, but the Pradhana Guna, that's what I again state. The Pradhana Guna, because they are always in knowledge of Lord's superiority. They are knowing that how the creation works. Actually, Sattva means what? Gnana, right? Sattva means Gnana, no? Rajoguna means intense desire to enjoy. Trishna and what is that? Raga, I think.
Yeah. Trishna, no, sorry. Trishna and...
in Bhagavad Gita it comes, no? So the point is, they are in knowledge. Whenever they become clouded, like Indra, when he becomes affected by his wife, that is a clear indication that he got influenced by Rajoguna. Yeah. So that's prominent mode in Devas is this thing only. That's why in Bhagavatam, the first verse, it tells, no, even Surayaha are muhyanti. Even the Sattvaguna people are also bewildered by the Lord's actions. That's Lord's action. But in general, the lust influences those in mode of passion. That's the characteristic of mode of passion. Even when Prahlad is praying, Satvaikata Nagatayo. You remember that? Prahlad's prayer, second verse. The devas who are always in Sattva Guna, even they could not satisfy you. What can I do? Like that Prahlad says. So it's very clear. Brahmadayo Suragana. That verse only. Correct. So Sattva Guna is predominant mode in that sense. And in that Samudra Manthan Lila, it is very clearly evident who got influenced by lust. Asuras. And later, of course, when again Mohini comes, that is actually Yoga Maya, who bewilders Shiva. That's a very different case. That we are not talking here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. We can take question maybe at the end. In interest of time, we will complete the narration. Please note it. We can take the questions at the end. Prabhu, read Prabhu 33.
33. Indulging in various speculations about the evening twilight, which appeared to them endowed with the form of a young woman, the wicked-minded Asuras treated her with respect and fondly spoke to her as follows.
Yeah, they start speaking. Okay. Who are you? Read.
Who are you, O pretty girl? Whose wife or daughter are you? And what can be the object of your appearing before us? Why do you tantalize us, unfortunate as we are, with the priceless commodity of your beauty?
So Prabhupada says that demons can pay any price for the beauty. They want the commodity of beauty. They want to basically enjoy that beauty, that is sex life, right? So they can go to any extent to work hard, make the ends meet, sometimes crookedness, all that is done. Even the so-called spiritual paths also are aimed to increase one's material pleasure only. And that is nothing but very demoniac actually. Prabhupada says that. Yes, translation, whosoever.
Whosoever you may be, O beautiful girl, we are fortunate in being able to see you. While playing with a ball, you have agitated the minds of all onlookers.
So the sun began to set more, and it appeared that the ball was about to fall from her hand. So they started addressing, oh, you are playing in ball, and that agitates our mind. You can remember even Mohini had ball in hand. So those who are in this scenario of lust, they appreciate, there is something called ball dance also, which is related to this kind of mentality. So Prabhupada talks about that, how sense enjoyment, the pleasure in sense enjoyment is very limited. It is very puny and insignificant. And he compares that with spiritual pleasure. Read ahead. Oh, beautiful woman.
O beautiful woman, when you strike the bouncing ball against the ground with your hand again and again, your lotus feet do not stay in one place. Oppressed by the weight of your full-grown breasts, your waist becomes fatigued, and your clear vision grows dull, as it were. Pray, braid your comely hair.
So this vision of a lady in this form, which is agitating to a man, is like a fire. Is like a fire. And the man is compared to a moth, sometimes even to butter also, no? That famous analogy is there by Yayati. Or here moth is told. So a moth runs to fire, but unfortunately it is burnt. Similarly, these demons are running towards this bodily material beauty, they will be burnt. They are imagining all that movements are going to give them pleasure. It is afflicting them, making them so restless. Read ahead, the Asuras.
The Asuras, clouded in their understanding, took the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, showing herself in her alluring form, and they seized her.
So in the shloka, there is a word called matva. You can note that. Matva means to think. So they thought, they are so foolish, mudadhya, they thought this evening sandhya, sayantani, sandhya, to be stri. They were so foolish. So then, what does Brahma do? Read.
With a laugh full of deep significance, the worshipful Brahma then evolved by his own loveliness, which seemed to enjoy itself by itself. the hosts of Gandharvas and Apsaras.
So now the next creation has started. So what Brahma did, he cast off that body which became like a Sandhya, and that Sandhya they went to enjoy it, but they were bewildered. They anyway will be frustrated. Now Brahma, after relinquishing that mentality, he became little more peaceful. He started appreciating the real beauty, the material beauty only, but real beauty. He became little more pleasant. That's why the word prahasya is used. And from that mentality, Gandharvas and Apsaras became born. So that is explained. So these Brahma, they take to that pleasant mood of Brahma, which becomes moonlight. Read this after that.
After that, Brahma gave up the shining and beloved form of moonlight. Vishwavasu and other Gandharvas gladly took possession of it.
So those who are affected by this, music and dance and beauty, these artistic inclinations, they are all arising from this moonlight, or this pleasantness of Brahmaji, which is actually taken up by Gandharvas, Apsaras, all this. Next. Yes.
The glorious Brahma next evolved from his sloth, the ghosts and fiends. But he closed his eyes when he saw them stand naked with their hair scattered.
So after this, he became little dull, in the sense that he became little lazy. The word is used tandrina. Tandrina, the word means lazy. He lied down actually. So, and when he lied down in that laziness, from him came this, that mentality came, these ghosts and fiends, bhuta pishacha, who actually are full of this ignorant quality. They attack or take up to someone who is having this quality. Read this, the ghosts and hobgoblins.
The ghosts and hobgoblins took possession of the body thrown off in the form of yawning by Brahma, the creator of the living entities. This is also known as the sleep, which causes drooling. The hobgoblins and ghosts attack men who are impure, and their attack is spoken of as insanity.
Insanity. So there is yawning. Earlier there was smiling by Brahma, which showed pleasant mood, which was taken by Gandharvas, Apsaras. Now yawning, that is laziness, that is taken by whom? Bhuta pishachas, ghosts and hobgoblins. And that is a sign of laziness, drooling, sleep, when one sleeps and all that comes out. It's very tamasic actually. Yes, next, recognizing.
Recognizing himself to be full of desire and energy, the worshipful Brahma, the creator of living entities, evolved from his own invisible form, from his navel, the hosts of sadhyas and pitas.
Yeah. So there was a surge of energy, urja, and there was also a feeling of invisibility, means parokshena, means being invisible. These are some of the qualities, powers of Brahma. From there came, so from his strength came sadhyas. From his invisibility came pitrus. So these are all different moods or expressions, actions of Brahmaji. From there, different species are coming. So what does the sadhyas and pitrus do? That is told next. Read.
The pitas themselves took possession of the invisible body, the source of their existence. It is through the medium of this invisible body that those well versed in the rituals offer oblations to the sadhyas and pitas in the form of their departed ancestors on the occasion of Shraddha.
So what I understand is sadhyas and pitas, they are grouped in one as ancestral species. So they are offered Shraddha. So Prabhupada tells, combining both these, the Shraddha which is offered, Pindadana, all that, Havya, Kavya, they offer those things that is given to this people. Actually, the Vaishnavas, they don't follow this regulation of offering Pindadan and all, because they understand all that is required to be shown as gratitude and respect by doing these activities is done by the practice of bhakti. So that bhakti itself will award them all auspiciousness. Like Prahlad benefited Hiranyakashipu by his bhakti. Similarly, a Vaishnava need not practice that Pindadana Kriya like that Prabhupada mentions. So after that, what happened next? Read.
Then Lord Brahma, by his ability to be hidden from vision, created the Siddhas and Vidyadharas and gave them that wonderful form of his known as the Antardhana.
Antardhana. So from his strength came sadhyas, from his invisibility, paroksha sthiti came pitrus, from his antardhana become hidden. So from that comes siddhas and vidyadharas. So basically, these are some yogic shaktis which Brahma has, and from those shaktis, different species which have that as characteristics are appearing. So another day, Brahma saw something. Read this. Interesting.
One day, Brahma, the creator of the living entities, beheld his own reflection in the water, and admiring himself, he evolved Kim Purushas as well as Kinnaras out of that reflection.
So he saw himself in that reflection and he had admired. So from that reflection came these species called Kim Purushas and Kinnaras, who are very beautiful actually. Read this.
The Kim Purushas and Kinnaras took possession of that shadowy form left by Brahma. That is why they and their spouses sing his praises by recounting his exploits at every daybreak.
Prabhupada talks about Brahma Muhurta time, during which these people are praising the glories of Brahma Muhurta. It is also a very specific Muhurta for spiritual activities. That is also explained. So another day, Brahma was lying down, flat or long. Then what happened? Read.
Once Brahma lay down with his body stretched at full length. He was very concerned that the work of creation had not proceeded apace, and in a sullen mood, he gave up that body too.
Yeah, so the mood was of krodha, anger. In that mood, he was laying down shayan. From him appeared Bhogavata. Bhogavata means actually he's lying straight, full length. So from him come these serpents, all that are coming now actually. Nagas, ahi, snakes, all that are coming up. Yes, oh dear Vidura.
Oh dear Vidura, the hair that dropped from that body transformed into snakes. And even while the body crawled along with its hands and feet contracted, there sprang from it ferocious serpents and nagas with their hoods expanded.
So while lying down, the hairs fell, that became snakes. Then from the body with hand and feet contracted means drawn inside. Then there came the sarpas. Then there is a nagas. They also appear from that same body. Basically, the krodha bhava is there in them because Brahma was in that mentality that time. Next, read. One day,
Brahma, the self-born, the first living creature, felt as if the object of his life had been accomplished. At that time, he evolved from his mind the Manus, who promote the welfare activities of the universe.
So here is a very important creation. That is Manus are coming. From Manu comes Manushyas or humans actually. So he became little feeling that he has accomplished Kritakrityam Manyamanaha. From him, his mind comes this Manu. Actually here, Swayambhuva Manu appears. And in future, as the right time comes, other Manus also appear actually. So there are total 14 Manus in the day of Brahma. In one Visarga, 14 Manus actually appear. Yes, read the self-possessed.
The self-possessed creator gave them his own human form. On seeing the Manus, those who had been created earlier, the demigods, the Gandharvas, and so on, applauded Brahma, the Lord of the universe.
So all the other prior creations became very happy. The Devas, Gandharvas especially mentioned because they are wise, they know the truth. So they applaud Brahma, what a creation you made, wonderful, wonderful. Why? Because these Manu, the sons of Manu, Manushyas, they will do yajna, which will nourish the whole universe actually, which will nourish the Devas. So they say it, they prayed. Read this.
They prayed, O Creator of the universe, we are glad. What you have produced is well done. Since ritualistic acts have now been established soundly in this human form, we shall all share the sacrificial oblations.
So that famous shloka is there now in Gita, 3rd chapter. After that, 9th famous shloka, Yagnashishta. उसके बाद आता है, देखिए, सह यज्ञ प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसयिष्वत्वम् इष्टवो कामदुक्, है ना? So that verse actually tells that in the very beginning, the principle of yajna was created. What does that mean? Manu's work. Actually, if you see the role of Manu in a Manvantara, there are many personalities. Manu, Manuputras, Rishis. Then there is Manvantara Avatara, the Devas, the Indra. Total 6 or 7 are there. So Manu's important this thing is at the beginning of Manvantara, he has to establish Varnashrama Dharma. And Manuputras, they maintain that Varnashrama Dharma up till the end of Manvantara. And there is Rishis also have a role. They preach the Sanatana Dharma at the beginning of Manvantara. Like that. This comes in 8th canto, 14-15 chapter there. All Manvantaras are summarized along with the roles of Manvantara, our Amshas actually. So here the Yagna principle is brought in forth, due to which every Deva, even all Jivas fulfill their desires. The Devas are also happy. So in mutual cooperation, they both become happy. So Prabhupada tells in that purport, 3rd chapter, I think 10th verse, I believe. Yeah, it's mentioned here, you see. Yeah. God confirms that Brahma created Manus, ritualistic sacrificial method, and blessed them like that. Okay, so after this, actually, this is not exactly the sequence. I again will later say this. The Rishis are created. So the Rishis are actually created a little before Manus, but as I tell, the sequence sometimes is mixed up. So this is told next. Read this, 52.
52. Having equipped himself with austere penance, adoration, mental concentration, and absorption in devotion, accompanied by dispassion, and having controlled his senses, Brahma, the self-born living creature, evolved great sages as his beloved sons.
So this is actually referring to Kumaras. They are the ones who are going to appear actually. Tapa, Yoga. There are 4 actual parts which are represented by those four spiritual practices, which each of those 4 Kumaras represent. Sankhya, Yoga, Tapa. There is one more, I forget. So they are now created. So that is the appearance of Kumaras. Prabhupada tells that part. So lastly, the last shloka of this chapter. Tebhyaschaikaikashah swasya dehasyamsham adad ajah yattat samadhi yogardhi tapo vidya viraktimat. Yes, Prabhu.
To each one of these sons, the unborn creator of the universe gave a part of his own body, which was characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration, and renunciation.
Yeah. So those 4 things are Yoga, Tapa, Vidya, and Virakti. Those become the 4 Kumaras. Of course, these spiritual practices can only be perfected if there is some part at least bhakti present. Without bhakti, no spiritual practice can give result. You know this principle already. So they also already have bhakti, but in a gauna form. But the predominantly this tapa, vidya, virakti, and yoga, that is what they are spiritual practice they are signifying. So Prabhupada in the purport says some interesting point. Read this, the word viraktimat.
The word viraktimat in this verse means possessed of the qualification of renunciation. Spiritual realization cannot be attained by materialistic persons. For those who are addicted to sense enjoyment, spiritual realization is not possible. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those who are too attached to seeking material possessions and material enjoyment cannot reach Yoga Samadhi, absorption in Krishna consciousness. Propaganda that one can enjoy this life materially and at the same time spiritually advance is simply bogus. The principles of renunciation are four: to avoid illicit sex life, to avoid meat eating, to avoid intoxication, and to avoid gambling. These four principles are called tapasya or austerity. To absorb the mind in the Supreme in Krishna consciousness is the process of spiritual realization.
So Prabhupada basically tells that these spiritual paths, tapa, yoga, vidya, virakti, they should be followed with this as foundation. All these four important regulations, they are foundation for that. In fact, Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada told this as regulative principles, is it not? So, concluding this, Maitreya and Vidura's conversation has come to a point wherein Brahma's creation up till Kumaras is described, and Rishis just now got described. Now, in the next, of course, Manu's also is explained. Now, next, that Manu, who is just now born, that is Swayambhuva Manu, his sons, his daughters are explained in the next chapter. And his daughter, especially Devahuti, becomes a subject of discussion from 21 chapter onwards up till the end of this canto, because her son will be Kapila. That will be a very important discussion coming ahead. So the sequence, if you have this Subodhini, which is quoting Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it says, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, sometimes the events of Visarga are in sequence and sometimes some elements are omitted or told in a different order. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says the actual sequence is how, if you see 3.10, 3.10 tells about 4 types of Visarga. If you have the chart, please open 4 types of Visarga. There it is told the plants, the animals, the humans and devas. In the animals, it is told different types like 2-hooved, 1-hooved, 5-clawed or birds, all that. And in humans, only 1 type. Demigods, there is Pitrus, Asuras, Gandharvas, Yaksha, Rakshasa, Siddha, Charana, Vidyadhara. Like that, this whole chart is there, right? So the sequence of Visarga is first the animals with 5 joints is described. That's the animal species. First that is done. Then later trees is done. Trees and plants in that same chart you see. Then later snakes is done. Snakes which we saw in this sequence, you see, the snakes. Then again in the animals, there is 2-hooved, that is cows, buffaloes, that is done. Then this whole sequence we saw in this chapter, chapter number 20, Yaksha, Rakshasas, then there is Asuras, Devas. Remember this? Kim, Purusha, Kinnara, all that whole sequence which is told in this chapter, that comes. Okay? And then the Kumaras come, which is part of Rishis. The last but one shloka of this chapter told about Rishis, that is Kumaras. After Kumaras, Manus come. Okay? Now,
This one only you're referring to, which I'm sharing on screen.
Are you sharing on screen?
Yeah.
No, I am not sharing on screen because I don't have
I am
this.
sharing. I am sharing.
Okay, you are. Okay. See,
Can
go
you
to
see?
3.20.
Yeah, third.
Okay, in this, what I referred is what you are showing in this only. In the animals, there is 5 clawed or 5 jointed. First, this is created. Okay. Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Those who have the Subodhini 3.20 last page, you can see their top.
Okay, third, 20th chapter.
This
you're
is
telling
page
Guruji?
number 133.
Okay, you're telling the current chapter which is going on.
Current, you go back to that page now. You have to go a little back and forth. I could not get one depiction to show this, so I didn't have time to make it.
No
This
problem.
is page 133.
Okay.
Okay, you have soft copy. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. 33. Right?
Yeah, yes. Go down. The last page of this chapter. Above. One minute. Here. Go down. Down, Prabhu, down. There, note. You see this note.
Okay,
What it
note.
say? Where it went?
I did.
See,
can see
what
this.
I read is from here only. Read this, Prabhu. Sometimes the events, read this.
Yeah. In the 3.10, that one?
Yeah, fully read.
Okay. In the 3.10, 12, and 20, sometimes the events of the secondary creation are in the sequence, and sometimes some elements are omitted or put in a different order. The actual sequence of creation by Brahma, as given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is animals with 5 joints, trees and plants, snakes, cows and buffaloes, yaksha, rakshasas, kinnaras and kimpurushas, kumaras, and then Manu's animals.
So 3.10 tells about that 4 types of visarga, which the chart you are showing now in that animals. So they are 5 clawed. That first happened. Uske baad mein trees and plants happened. That was the first division. Then what happened? This snakes came, which was described in this section we saw. Then cows and buffaloes, which is again 2 hooved animals. Animals में ही 2 hooved, उनके पैर पे 2 खुर होते हैं ना, तो वो आते हैं. उसके बाद में इस चैप्टर में जो वर्णित है ना, यक्ष, राक्षस, असुर, देव, all that all comes here. And after that, the Kumaras, which was described just, this 52 and 53 verse. Then comes Manus. From Manus come humans. That humans is described in 3.10, one another box, humans. वो आते. So, इसके बाद में you go to 3.12. There, कुमारों के बाद में कौन आते हैं? रुद्र. 3.12 में ना, वो कुमार, he asks Kumaras, please create progeny. They deny. Then what happens? Then in anger, that Shambhu comes, no? Rudra.
Correct.
That is described in 3.12.
This one?
3.12 came. Go up. Yeah, you went to the right chapter. Go up. So Kumaras, go down. Down. So here Ajnana Vrittis are again coming, you see. Down.
Next page.
You go to the chapter content. Same thing, just scroll down. So the 1 minute. See here the Ajnana Vrittis are told. Okay. This happened the very beginning actually. After this Ajnana Vrittis, there is that creation of animals, all that sequence you run through. Okay, Yaksha, Rakshasas, all that again after that come. After that, in that sequence, we came to Kumaras, na, in 3.20.
Correct.
है ना? Kumaras के बाद, अभी इसके बाद Rudra, Marichi, you go in this sequence below. Rudra comes and he creates havoc. Then Lord, Brahma becomes sad. You go and do tapasya. Then you go down. Then Swayambhu Manu also comes here. Go down. So there are many putras who are coming from, you see, the rishis. See the sons of Brahma, Manasaputras, we say, no? Narada, Vasishta, all that. So this creation flows like this. So all these 3 chapters should be seen in conjunction actually for complete picture. Hope it is clear. Would you like to say it, Vilaswadan Prabhu, just so that I am not confused? Can you say the sequence once? Or whoever have understood. Someone tell the sequence.
Yes, means I got the idea overall, and I have to study one more time to properly do this.
Yeah.
But basically, these 3 chapters have been describing whole creation, and but the exact sequence as depicted by Srila Vishwanath Thakur is the way you just now explained. Although it is mentioned in a way in chapters differently, but we have to see them together and see in this sequence. Like first of all, these animals, and then trees and plants, and then gradually going to
the Yaksha Rakshasas, all
the
that
Yaksha
come up.
Rakshasas, and this, and then at the end, Manus and humans.
Manus and humans come the very last. That's why all of them become happy when Manus and humans are created. Actually.
Correct.
Okay. After that, again, Marichis, Rudras follow actually. Vishwanath Thakur mentions after humans are born, then Manus, this Marichi Rakshasas are born. They are all that is coming here. Rudra.
Means Marichi Rakshasa again born. Already they are created.
Marichi, no, Rakshasa, no. Rudra, sorry. Okay, so after Kumaras, this is there, no? Manus are there. After that, Rudra. 3.12 continues. Rudra, then this Manasaputras, Dharma, all this continues actually.
And also, we hear many times Brahmaji is giving up the body. Means practically after every creation.
Yeah.
So this Kumara, you told that that Vak incident happened after Kumara creation.
Kumara, in this chapter, Vak episode is described. Go down.
Yeah, correct. So means that is like second last creation ke baad mein, second last sarga before Manu, because Kumara is created before Manu and humans, na?
Yeah. Kumara created Manu. Yeah, yes.
Correct. So after that only he gives up the body and then he creates the Manu and humans like that.
Actually, Vak episode mein the Marichi's sons are there, no? So Marichi is created just now after Manu.
So then it should be later only at the end, means after, even after
Vak
Manu
episode
and humans.
happens at the end actually, true.
Correct. Okay.
Vak episode happens at the end,
But we also
and after
hear
this
that
continue.
But we also hear that this incident did not happen in this Brahma's life. It was some other Brahma also.
That's also there. It did not happen. It doesn't happen always actually. It happened at one time. That's why he was. It comes there actually. It indicates that this incident must have happened in some other kalpa in which Brahma had not yet heard Chatushloki Bhagavatam. It's told, no, there in that comment. Otherwise, he would not have got bewildered. No, Lord told him, you will not get affected by my Maya. So after that, of course, the Vedas, the spiritual practices, all that he gives to the world. The Vedic meters, sounds, and Manu is told at the end as a culmination of the whole thing there at the end. Actually, Manu comes the very last, and everyone becomes happy by that. Thank you very much. I hope I am not confused. Anyway, you have the blessing of fortune of senior teachers, devotees available there, devotees at Pune. And you always get to hear from them. Please clarify if anything mistake or some wrong Siddhanta was spoken. I beg forgiveness. I tried to repeat the words of the devotees I have heard, and the Gurujanas and the Acharyas. All credit goes to them, whatever I tried to speak. And if there is any mistake, that's my faulty understand. I beg forgiveness. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes.
We'll just thank Prabhu, then question can be asked. Actually, Chaitanya Prasad Prabhu really took out his time. He although is in Bangalore working in many other things, but for request he took out his valuable time, and really we can see how well prepared Prabhuji was with the entire chapter. Not only the chapters around, but even around the Bhagavatam also, around the other scriptures also, Gita also, and Prabhuji is very good at in hold of understanding the Sanskrit also nicely. So that was also very melodious in his teaching to understand, and really it made very clear. So let us very heartily thank Prabhuji for taking out his.
I was embarrassed by our Prashant Pandurang Sharan Prabhu, my senior friend, whom I have always derived inspiration from. He's my inspirations actually. I've seen and I've grown seeing him, and to speak in front of him is an audacity. Actually, I was a little uncomfortable. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Let us thank Prabhuji.
One who knows knowledge is senior. You are more
Hare
knowledgeable than me.
Hare Prabhu.
Thank you. Wonderful to
You
hear
know.
from you. And especially your Sanskrit pronunciation, I was very pleased to see that.
Hare Krishna.
Let us thank Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare.
His Grace Chaitanya Prasad Prabhu ki
Jai.
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 Yes, Prabhu. If somebody has questions, they can ask.
Prabhuji,
Others wish.
Yes.
Prabhuji, you said that Vaishnavas don't do Pindan, so they do gratitude shown in the form of bhakti, which are
Correct.
auspicious. Like, so, but one example in
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Advaita Acharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also.
Ah.
So what we should learn from?
So what was the intention? You only tell Prabhu. Were they thinking that Pindadan is the one which will benefit their Pitrus?
No. Bhakti.
So it was a social custom which they just did it as a loka shiksha.
Grastas,
And
yeah.
even in that also, how it is told, Pindadana, when Lord Chaitanya goes to give at Gaya, he says at the end, the purpose of my visit to Gaya is fulfilled because I saw Ishwar. The whole visit to Gaya is to show how all ritualistic obligations are fulfilled when one meets a pure devotee and takes his shelter. That's even visiting holy place also, Gaya Kshetra. And even in the Advaitas, this thing also, there also he does it to basically put Haridas Thakur in spotlight. So he was a pure devotee. Sometimes out of social custom, they may do for a very generic society purpose. That's all. Loka
Yes.
Shiksha.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Any comment? Any correction or question? Okay. Thank you very much. It was very fortunate for me to go through Bhagavatam in association of all of you sincere readers. I request and wish all of you a wonderful journey in learning and understanding Srimad Bhagavatam from many wonderful Vaishnavas there. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.